No, John, I don't trust him.
Are we live? It says we're live.
Do we have sound?
Can you hear us?
Citizens of the Reject Nation, we're going to try this again. We're taking it from the top, and we're going to just constantly be tweaking stuff as we go. Every screen we try this visual out on looks different, whether it's on the phone or on the computer. So let us know, are we blown out? Is the sound okay? Did you get all that? We're here to discuss Venom, The Last Dance, and hey, this is going to be an exciting one. I feel like we all have some level of similar opinions and probably have some level of differing opinions as well. We're going to talk about all that stuff, plus some news items. I know Coy loves news more than anyone I know.
Yes.
But I just want to say, hey, thank you guys if you joined us on the last stream. We do these sporadically, but we do them.
5 minutes ago or the last time?
5 minutes ago on the last stream.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who contributed to the super chats of that 1.5 minute stream.
We still have those, by the way.
And everybody who's contributed to the prior streams on days that are not today as well. Very much appreciate you all. We don't end a stream unless we have gone through every single solitary Streamlabs and super chat contribution. So if you want to make sure your thoughts, your questions are addressed, if you want to insult us for some reason, the best way to do it is through a super chat or a Streamlab. But we also try to keep track of the main chat as well. We want everyone to feel included in the convo. And hey, playback on these live streams can be tough. So if you want to support, just drop a like on the video. That does a ton. YouTube doesn't always recommend this stuff. So yeah, and it's easy for these conversations to get demonetized. So, we're going to hopefully not get Coy suckered into any, nasty altercations today. We're not going to say the C word. Yeah, it's gonna be good. That's the only C word in my vocabulary, Coy. So yeah, I think that's all the housekeeping. Should we jump first into the movie or into some news items?
I want to shout the live. Danny, I met at the con in New York.
Let's go,
Got
New York
to meet
Dan.
him and his crew, the guy that made the shoes.
Hells yeah.
It was awesome shoes. I met him in person. He's an absolute delight. Met his homies, good people.
Not bad at all. Oh goodness. Well, hey, he should make you some shoes.
I'm gonna scheme some shoes. I think maybe some Deadpool or some Joker.
We already have some super chats flooding this stream, and we had I think at least one from the previous stream. So the previous stream today. So we will get to all that stuff ASAP. But let's get into the main topics at hand. And first and foremost, we want to know what you think. You, the people, think about Venom, The Last Dance. Did it have the adrenaline momentum? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was okay? Where would you rank it among the other Venom films, the Sony Spider-Verse films? Let's talk about it. Greg is the guy in the chair. Ned leads, taking over today.
Give us a 1 through 10 in the chat. I want to see.
Well, let's get a 1 through 10. I also like Jason Atkins. We are Denim. I would love a Denim version of Venom. Just
Levi should have clapped.
Exactly.
Could have had that momentum.
It's like the best genist from My Hero Academia.
With his pants.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't understand it. And then his name was even more on the nose than I could have expected.
It's normal in Japan.
It's a total thing. Best genus.
And my fan cast for that is Ryan Gosling.
Oh, I'm into that.
Greg,
does so much with his eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. Or Tom Hardy, because you're always covering his face.
That's true.
We got 2 in the chat. We got 6 in the chat. We got 8 in the chat. We got 7. So we got
7.
We got mid to low to some pretty goods. A couple 8s in there. Some folks liking Carnage better. I bet that's going to be a hot take throughout the day.
2 best the trilogy, the Destroyer X. All right. Interesting. I personally gave it a 3 out of 5, so that would be a 6 out of 10 on this scale. I got a lot out of the Venom elements of the film. The A plot I really dug, but once we got into the B and C plot, I know these guys talked about their review, but I don't think you guys have heard mine here. I really think the B and C plots worked once we got into the third act and they all kind of came together, but there were a lot of times that the other, when Venom wasn't on screen, plots dragged for me. I thought the science plot, I think Juno Temple is such a good actress, and that wasn't the Juno Temple-iest.
The movie did not support her.
Yeah, it did
at
not.
all.
But it's also interesting because Kelly Marcel is a friend of Tom Hardy's. They've been friends for 20 years or whatever, and she's been involved since the first film in some manner. And this is her directorial debut. So I wonder how much was her directing the actual moment on set versus directing the actors, because Tom Hardy knows Venom through and through. These new characters don't know their characters as well. So I'm wondering how much of that was like the director to actor relationship, how much of that it's just the subplots didn't really work for me, but the movie was fun enough, and the Venom relationship is so endearing that I can't give it lower than a 6 for my experience of it, maybe a 6.5. I think it's the second best for me. The first one reigned supreme, and then this one, then the second one. But yeah, it was a kind of a mixed bag of a movie that I overall enjoyed, and at the end of the day, it captured that weird Lethal Protector, David Michelini's Todd McFarlane feel that I consider Venom.
Caitlin, thank you for joining in, contributing. We're going to get to the super chat soon, but those are some good thoughts. I would agree. I feel like my number rating the first time around was a 6.8, and the 8 was mostly for the enjoyability. But you know what? Let's get to that post-credit scene.
Yeah.
I am not. I'm going to learn how to do this
Immediate.
approach.
Let's do it.
So spoilers ahead. Roaches will outlive us all.
Some big Rod Burgundy.
It's absolutely true. You know, Chop Chop to me says now just cut and move, which feels much like the experience of watching Venom: The Last
cut
Dance.
and move.
I keep wanting to call it The Last Stand, and one thing I will say before we get into the spoilers, what I was going to say before I had the idea that we should talk about spoilers independently, is Dan Murrell in his review pointed out that this seems like it was very much a writer's strike and also trying not to be actor's strike movie, and that makes a lot of sense in terms of how this the movie is constructed. I felt like I was watching Madam Web for half of this, and then ultimately got endeared and started having fun for the right reasons. But yeah, it is a mess.
Yeah,
and
first 2 acts especially.
It's and it felt like someone's like, oh crap, I get a draft together and let's just start shooting. But anyway, let's talk them post, and there's a mid-credit scene as well.
Which is arguably a bit bigger than the post.
No, because Venom is coming back as a cockroach.
With electricity for some reason.
He's the electric Venom.
I don't know why.
Is that what it is? I thought he was Danny, whatever. What the hell's his name? I thought
Danny
Ross? Whoa!
I thought the implication was
You
a different
here?
one.
Oh wow.
What's the implication? I thought it was that he's coming back as a different symbiote.
My implication was that he attached to a cockroach because they can survive anything. And
That's what I thought too, but then I
but-
read a Nerdist report that made me think otherwise.
I mean,
But
trust
if
you
it's
more
the
than-
electrical, if it's the electrical symbiote, then it must be the one that Juno Temple was attached
True.
to. I don't know.
It was black cockroach. Her symbiote was pink, purple.
Yeah, it's true. So maybe Venom will come back with electrical powers, and he'll have electric white spider on his chest.
Yeah.
Made of pure electricity.
People are saying a lot of stuff about the audio. I don't know how to help. Apparently the audio is coming
Crank us
from.
up.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Apparently the audio is coming from another source, so it sounds teeny. I don't know. I'm just reading the chat.
It's coming from Rodecaster Pro.
Everybody was saying it sounds weird. I don't have answers, guys. Today's chaos. We're doing our best. We're doing our very best.
All right, I'm gonna pull up the stream on my phone and see how it sounds.
And I'll talk about the post-credit
Talk
scenes.
about
I'll
that
give you
mid-credit
time.
scene that I
So,
definitely remember.
Mid-credit scene is the one with Knull.
Oh yes, another PS5 cutscene.
Jesus Christ. That. What's so true?
I get what they're saying. It sounds like we're coming from the camera, John.
Oh, is that the audio? Because it definitely sounds like room noise.
Yeah, it sounds like room noise. It doesn't sound like mics.
Give me the mouse.
Are you sure he didn't? Could it be the setting in Rodecaster? So it sounds like it's from the camera. It doesn't sound like it's from the mic, not from the mic.
Sure, yeah, I get what you mean.
John's our live stream guru.
And tech, and host, and lead.
So when John does a good job,
We give him praise.
we give him very little praise.
But when he does a bad
When he does a
job,
bad job,
blame him
we
bigly.
annihilate
Yeah,
him
there can't be
with
balance.
sarcasm.
All right, we're just gonna create a
100%.
That is how you do it.
Yep, this is going good. Do you want to talk about Knull?
Sure.
Talk about this terrible audio.
Well, I can wait. I just didn't. I don't want to lose the audience. All of them. It's with the sound.
If you don't want to lose the audience, Coy, you know what you gotta do. You gotta take your shirt off.
That's not right now. I'm in bear season. I'm currently in.
man.
Love the
Coy
bears.
Bear.
Love big bear energy.
Coy Bear. Come on, Coy Bear, take it off,
I'm in
Coy
a
Bear.
cave. It is currently
Take
Keg
it off,
season,
Coy Bear.
not six-pack season.
Don't be a little bitch, Coy
I,
Bear. Come on,
man,
Coy Bear.
I avoid mirrors right now. I've been running around my house, dodging, trying
The
not
audio
to see.
sounds worse, apparently. Let's
Well, that's
hear it.
good.
Somebody
They unplugged the Rodecaster from the computer
Oh.
itself.
Now is it better? Sound is terrible. Oh no. Well, that was 5 seconds ago. Could have improved.
Okay,
John, you should have checked that.
I did, and it was not like that before.
That it
Everyone
wasn't
blame
plugged.
John.
It was not unplugged before.
Well, who would have there was something
I
else
haven't-
plugged in
I don't know. There
this
was
morning?
nothing.
Someone
It
else
was
just
Venom.
like unplugged it and plugged it in this morning, or was it unplugged? Was it something else?
It was
plugged in when
plugged
you
in
come
earlier when I was checking all this stuff, and then I looked back
For
over
real?
here, and it was literally like
It
out
must-
of the
it
front
must
of
have
the
been
computer.
cool.
So I did unplug.
Like,
I
don't
went back
know.
there.
It must have been quick.
Yeah.
I have no reason to ever unplug it from the front of the computer.
Why would I have unplugged?
I don't know. I think it probably happened by accident. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff over it.
But something else was plugged in its spot.
No, nothing was plugged into the spot. It doesn't.
So it
That
it
literally
was
just
just
fell out.
literally
so,
unplugged.
So it just came on. Oh, I thought you were saying there was something else plugged in it.
No.
I was like, that makes no sense.
No, and there's like another USB right next to it that looks similar. So I was like, okay, it's plugged
I
in.
think
no,
this
all
live
right.
stream is about as smooth as the Venom trilogy.
It
Yep,
is,
yep,
and
it's got
that's,
its eyes.
this was all part of the plan. Thank you if you made it 5 minutes into this stream, and now we have okay, decent audio.
You know when there's like interpretive dance? It's like that, but a live
Oh
stream.
my god! So
What
what,
we're
happened?
doing is interpretive
Okay,
dance.
Coy, let's get
Should I
this
talk
on.
about Knull?
Talk about Knull while I look
So-
up the ending of the cockroach.
I don't think you're wrong. I think that's anyway. Let's talk about Knull.
No.
Knull is from largely the King in Black storyline. He also makes some really cool appearances in Silver Surfer Black. He's kind of a god of darkness in the greater MCU. He literally came from darkness when the Celestials impeded his void, his realm that is absence of all, and brought light to it. And he murked a Celestial out of spite with the Necro Sword, which we saw in Thor: Love and Thunder.
The Necro Sword.
I assume we will not have any connection between the two, but just in case, that Necro Sword is canonically in the MCU. But the MCU is not touching Venom. They made that very clear with the 5 openings of the film. It was a really weird thing to go, like, we're in the MCU, we're not in the MCU. That shot of Venom looking at the TV, that's not going to matter. We're going to go over here, and and they showed it all through Danny Rojas. So what I assume is going to be the way this all plays out is the Knull storyline is going to stay in the world of Sony because of how much they distinguished it's not in the MCU. And I think that's going to be
Okay,
their
Coy?
thing.
I coughed.
Coy is gonna have tuberculosis by the end of the stream.
What was this?
Coy's gonna check his
Guys,
palm. Oh no, blood.
It scared me. That's what happened.
The,
That was alarming.
the artificial intelligence Coy has some type
What
of
has
malfunction.
become?
I gotta say, I really like this setup. Actually, I really like having us in focus and then you as like the gallery in the background, like causing chaos. It's good.
Yeah, there he is. There he is. And I like that he's like the Boku.
Yeah.
The Boka.
Yeah.
And so Knull, I believe, before I died, is going to be what they try to form an allegiance of Sony characters to fight. I don't know if it's going to make it into the greater MCU, but I could see this becoming like the Thanos over at Sony. And I think that's going to be what they maybe try to use all these anti-heroes for. Spider-Man 4, I do believe, is going to be multiversal. I think what they're going to do is have Andrew and Toby come in because I don't think they want to go small after a $1 billion movie. I think they personally should do a street level film. I think they should finally give us a version of Spider-Man that feels like Spider-Man, the friendly neighborhood arc. But with Toby and Andrew being so popular, I could see that being something they would unite to fight Knull. So it might get other symbiotes from other multiverse stuff. I could see them bucket of money at Topher. But I don't know because nostalgia is so nostalgia is currency right now to a level that's very unhealthy. So I think they're just going to be trying to like build to that. So I could see Knull being that big bad and what that looks like.
Absolutely. Wow. Do you
what I
think that Toby or Andrew could open the door for the White Spider classic image?
I think Venom will only get it when he sees Spider-Man. I thought it was going to happen after the TV shot. I think Tom Holland should get the symbiote in the MCU from Secret Wars, and I think Venom should find Andrew Garfield, not Tom Holland. But that's not going to happen. But if I was writing this, if what I would do is have a Venom versus Andrew Garfield movie, I would have a multiverse movie be the third in a new trilogy. But the first would open with Tom Holland, and the Tom Holland movie would be basically his street-level story. I would then have a Spider-Man 4, which is another Spider-Man 4, a Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4. You have 2 Spider-Man 4s. I wouldn't call it that, obviously.
Let's go.
But then that would be a buddy cop movie with Toby and Andrew, and that would be something that led to Venom. And then the third film would be like this giant cataclysmic Knull movie.
And then you call the Toby Andrew team up Spiders.
Yeah. Or Spider-Man 2 squared because it's also 4.
Oh,
and it's 2 Spider-Man.
I like it.
And
I
that way
like
there's Spider-Man
it a
4,
lot.
Spider-Man 2 squared. And then, but I think it's going to inevitably be one movie that's multiversal, but we'll see.
All right. Gee, did you find any information about what did you find out the post credits information you were looking at?
Yeah, I think our first theory was correct.
Okay.
That it makes more. I don't know.
What did some rando at Nerdist write?
I think they said that he was becoming some different symbiote, but it was actually like a cool article talking about how Venom could live on there, and then how Venom was at the end of the day in the No Way Home post-credit scene of living the symbiote behind there in our universe. So the idea of Venom living on is actually very likely, despite whatever.
Because they talked about how cockroaches survive anything. That was the whole.
Yeah.
That was the whole joke. So I
that
saw that
very
as Venom.
naturally brought
Yeah.
up
Oh, that line was
factoid
totally
at
a-
the gate with the guard.
Cockroaches
but anyway,
live anywhere. Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
Venom
we
lives on.
developed her character. What do you guys think, though? I want to know this. What do you guys think about the we haven't had Spider-Man and Venom interact in the current iterations of all this, barring Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. You know, like, it seems odd. They've made a decent amount out of just having solo Venom movies, but it seems like an elephant in the room, and especially as of the closing of this trilogy, not including that. How do you guys feel? Sound off in the comments, and
I've got two thoughts.
Let's hear your thoughts, Coy.
One
You're the
thought.
voice of the people.
Apparently. Oh, no, I'm sorry, people.
You're the
One
people's
thought
champ.
is Venom is great on his own in the comic books, but the core of Venom starts with Spider-Man, so it's really tricky that there hasn't been any interaction. But the one thought is, I like Leave the Protector comics. I like Sinner Takes All. I like The Hunted. I like Separation Anxiety. There's plenty of great Venom comics. There's hundreds of Venom issues. Venom's his own guy. But it starts with Spider-Man, so the lack of any interactivity, we've definitely noticed. My second thought, and maybe a hot take, I think that part of the contract at Sony is that Spider-Man can't appear in these Spider-Man character films. Because everyone, we always talk about, like, oh, they shot stuff with Andrew Garfield from Adam Webb. That was someone on the internet saying it. Oh, they had Venom going to pop up in the No Way Home. That was someone on the internet saying it. I literally have never seen actual proof that a single Venom film actually had a thing. And if they did, it was kind of like how Wolverine was on set for Spider-Man, and they literally, like, didn't have his costume, so they, like, pulled that scene. Every time I've heard, like, Tom Holland was going to do a thing, it's always been, like, conjecture on the internet. So I'm wondering if the way the Sony Marvel deal works, actually, because now we've got 7 films of examples, is you guys can use these characters, you guys can use Spider-Man, but Spider-Man can't appear in these Sony films, like, as that Spider-Man, which is why you'd bring in Miles or someone new. I mean, and a great example is, I'm very excited, like, extremely excited for Spider-Man Noir, the Nicolas Cage live-action show on Amazon. Like, so excited. They're calling him Ben Reilly. I think Peter Parker cannot appear in a Sony property because they're literally calling him Ben Reilly. So if Peter Parker is Toby, Andrew, and Tom, they've got to use another character. This is all, I don't know anything more than that. I personally, like Coy, like the entity beyond the internet, like me as a person, enjoys the hell out of what Sony is attempting to do with fan appreciation. Like, they really, I love that every time I've been at a Sony event regarding Spider-Man, Tom Hardy stayed literally an hour after the panel to talk and meet everyone. Tom Holland spends so much time at these fan events. Like, I've never seen Marvel do a trailer launch with their lead actor and actually have it broadcast worldwide. The stuff that everyone does, like, actually in Sony with these characters, they love. I don't know what the contract is that makes it impossible for Spider-Man to show up, but I definitely think we've noticed.
I have noticed, Coy.
Thanks. I was wondering what you're wondering.
That is actually a very good theory, though, because it does seem like the part of the fascinating thing about all these movies is to kind of pick apart how and why they exist the way that they do, and why these weird decisions seem like they keep getting made. And I feel bad for the actual filmmakers making the actual films because they
every
take
time
the flack.
Tom Hardy is like, I want to fight Spider-Man. He says it like weekly.
He's out here just trying to like strong arm the execs into greenlighting that idea, and
contract.
They just won't. They just can't.
And you guys know, like, I'm the guy that defends Sony, and
You
I'm
are
the
the
guy.
Sony
Like, I am literally
Spider-Verse
Spider-Man.
guy.
Yeah, like, so this isn't coming from shade. I love and respect what Sony's doing, especially if that's what they have to do because of contracts. Because it seems like they're just dancing. And I want a Sinister Six movie as much as the next guy, but it is odd they're not Spider-Man.
Manufacture it. Force it in one movie.
trying.
That's what I wanted all along. This is great. This is amazing. We're all dead right now. Don't
We're all
worry,
dead.
Jordan Garza. Are you actually writing to us, Jordan, from the movie theater?
Don't do
Because
that.
that's rad. Apparently, people are enjoying Venom in the movie theater. But let's see if people are enjoying Venom in the super chats, you know? Because we're going to, I mean, through answering your questions and addressing your comments, we will probably get all of our own thoughts about the adrenaline momentum of the final Ventum together. You know, we'll do it all. And he did. He pulled a Homelander letting that plane fall to Earth. That's messed up, man. So many innocent people died. That's true. I didn't even think about the airplane.
Oh, so many people died.
The poor.
So many people died.
And they didn't include the shot from the trailer where Venom winks at that lady.
Yep.
And he didn't say, Dr. Michael Morbius at your service.
We didn't want to humanize the lady that died. She
No.
died.
No, she died. Yeah, that's right. We didn't want
We
to.
don't want to show her.
We didn't want to have a
and then
cute moment right
murder her.
before the plane goes down.
Someone said a funny comment that the close-ups remind them of watching a normal episode of like the edit of us being punched in, which is cheeky.
Sure,
I like that.
yeah. Too many Skittles for Greg. It's true. Greg loves.
Greg's on them Skittles.
Greg is tasting the rainbow. Let me tell
the
you.
Skittles.
Alrighty. So where do we start? Where do we?
We'll make sure we get them from the last stream too. We promise.
Yeah.
Starting with the date, 26th.
Yeah. Davi 84. Thank you for kicking off our convo. I hope you made it over to this. Transplanted yourself into the new chat. Please react to Transformers 1, please, on Prime. Well, hey, I got some news for you. You might get your wish sooner than you think, but who knows? I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just speculating here, but chances are you might just see a Transformers 1 reaction in your future. So keep an eye on the channel. Subscribe. Click that notification bell to get notified when Transformers 1 comes your way. Leave a like on the live stream so that more people might make it to this exact timestamp, and then look out for that video as well. Thank you, Davi. Jordan Garza. Hola, you bitch. Thank you for joining us in the live stream. And again, for writing to us from the theater. Like, I feel like we are at the cinema talking with you. Should put this live stream up on the movie screen like they do at like little Revival House cinemas, but at whatever multiplex I assume you work at. Just bombard the people who were watching.
At the theater.
He was just, at least in the live chat, he was like, you know, people are work at the theater, and people are.
I thought he was attending a movie screening and on his phone.
Jordan,
and that I cannot condone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't be watching a movie on your phone.
But if you are an usher, don't be on your phone.
Ush on your phone. I was an usher for 6 years. I ushed on my phone all over the place.
Oh shit, Koi.
Yeah,
shit. Right.
6 years ushing.
And and congrats to Hayden Center. Well done on your 500 subs.
Dog.
Everybody in the chat go sub to Hayden.
Yeah.
And then he'll have 501 subs. And then you can
One person's in the chat?
One person.
Got
one new person. All 500 other subs are already in the chat.
That's true.
That's what happened.
Crossover.
Incredible Dude 11, thank you so much for the moment of silence. It's only fitting that we honor the final Venom with some respectful silence. Caitlin, thank you so much for jumping into the super chat. The CGI symbiotes and fight scenes looked way too good for the green screen backgrounds to look that bad.
I think my theory on that is the Venom symbiote hasn't changed design much, so they've had 7 years of like rendering it and
they've
making
had
it
that
polished.
model
Like that models
forever,
look great,
yeah.
and that's why these movies get cheaper. And then the other symbiotes are obviously plays off those. They can do that, but yeah, the background versus the symbiotes was definitely noticeable.
It did have that thing where like, oh yes, and I think it better than a lot of movies I've seen lately motivated the fact that you're just like in a tan desert for a lot of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that does kind of contribute to like it feeling smaller in a way than it actually is. And yeah, like it is a kind of odd thing to note. I think it's a really astute observation. Like the subjects, the models, those can look often very, great, dazzling movie magic, but then yeah, the backgrounds, the environment kind of pulls you out sometimes. It's interesting, and sharp eye for noticing that.
I loved the ending. I loved the finale battle.
I thought the finale battle was great. Yeah.
I did not love the finale battle of any of the Venom movies except for this one. It went when they went into, to interrupt your stream, when they went into it was when Chiwetel Ejiofor showed up, and he's like, I hate science, and I think you know this. I'm gonna take Venom. I'm gonna take Tom Hardy. I hate him because he killed 3 people, but it was actually 4. I miscounted in the editing.
He killed some cartel drug dealers. We gotta get him.
There was someone when we were watching the movie who was sitting right next to me who was eating this fucking movie. She was laughing hysterically at jokes that were partially funny. She was enjoying it, but when he shouts after the river scene, he's like, "I lost 3 men." She said under her breath, "It was actually 4."
Well, he was talking about the fact
paying that close
that the
attention
one
to what was going on.
No, she's the movie that he says he lost 3 men because he's actually a sexist and he doesn't care about the female soldier who Venom, Tom Hardy has the thing with. Yeah. I think that was a lady soldier.
It was a lady soldier. Shot her in the neck.
Was.
Yeah.
Very bloody for a PG-13
So Chiwetel
film.
just didn't care. Rex, didn't care
Rex
about her.
Strickland.
But my point is that final fight when Venom is being taken and then the creature shows up, I was like, this is actually surprisingly intense. And I thought the whole symbiotes latching onto, because I thought the movie was smart in how they kept teasing the symbiotes throughout the entire film. Yeah. And then when they start latching onto people and then you see them coming to life, I was like, this is fucking awesome. Yeah,
As a comic fan, they definitely betrayed some of the loyalty to certain ones. Like Scream is yellow and is an awesome badass. She's probably the most famous of that era, Life Foundation, Separation Anxiety symbiotes. And then they put her on like a fat dude, so he's just a chunky boy. And I was like, it's not that. Like that. So I didn't love it as a comic fan.
Isn't there a symbiote that has control over acid?
Yes. And they use that interestingly.
Yeah.
Did they?
Well, because they set
There
it
was
up.
acid.
Yeah, they set it up, and then they didn't use this acid symbiote they could have used.
I was like, that would be a big boost to your
to your whole goal there. But I mean, it was fun. I just thought it kind of betrayed the comics that like those certain colors were supposed to be things. They were like, nah. But it was still like, it was cool to see those symbiotes. And like Red said, this is I think the best finale of the 3. Jordan works in an Alamo theater. They have food, and he's a runner.
Okay, yeah.
So you're not betraying. You're not sitting in the theater on your phone. I respect that.
Yeah. Well, and two, that's probably interesting because you get to kind of check in and out and see the progress of the people's journey.
I've worked at a movie theater restaurant before.
That's cool.
A couple years, and it was a very interesting like dynamic.
Okay.
Because
I believe that.
As a server,
I believe that.
you do one job. As a restaurant, you do another job. And as an employee of a movie theater, you do a different job. So it's like 3 very different So I respect you, Jordan. That's a hell of a thing.
Jordan, you're wearing all the hats today. You are the foundation that gives us life, my man. Do you think Jeremiah Torres, thank you for stoking the fires of conversation. You think Venom could be in Secret Wars? Can't wait. I think that would be kind of awesome if they got Tom Hardy out of retirement to do it one more time and just wreck all the continuity there.
Yeah, they took him into the MCU. They took him out of the MCU. They put him back in the MCU. Who knows what's going to happen?
And then do that thing where they're like, it's actually different Tom Hardy Venom, but we're never going to see him again still. Yeah, do that.
Tom Hardy and Sony retired, but Tom Hardy the MCU, no.
We just know you wanted to see that, so here's some fan service for you.
I think it could happen, but I think this was the last Venom film, but I do think we'll see Venom again. But not in a Venom film.
Venom will return with James Bond.
Yes.
Could you imagine a James Bond Venom? That's the movie I want to see.
I mean, he put on the tux. We got excited.
Yeah. Then you could get Tom Hardy back.
That whole shoe subplot was entertaining.
Incredible. I loved that. You know what? Actually, one thing I will say is I thought that was a very charming detail that they included. Him always losing the shoes. Nice thing that made it into a movie full of...
a lot.
Less,
like a Tom Hardy
less
thing.
specific and flavorful choices. Incredible Dude, 11. Incredible thanks for joining us and
12.
for chatting with us. Koi, I must give you your flowers.
Hey.
It wasn't till now I understood your take on Joker 2 and how movies should create conversations and our art.
Thank you. I think art is meant to cause emotion and meant to cause conversations. And I think a lot of times people just go, was it good or bad? And that is
was it the best movie ever?
Or was it the worst movie ever?
Yeah.
Can we yell, we're back or not? Because if there's no TikTok where I can yell, we're so back, then frankly, was it even a movie? No, I think that art shouldn't be a single blank piece of paper. And in fact, a blank piece of paper can have things to say about it. I really love that art is a conversation because I think that the only thing we as humanity can kind of guarantee is discourse, whether that's good or bad. Like that's what makes us human, is we've developed enough to, like, there's this test with animals where you put them in front of a mirror and a certain level of intelligence, they recognize that as another animal or as themselves. And I think the human brain goes a step beyond that, and it's recognizing the thing in the mirror as a version of yourself and then telling a story around it. And I think that art is often that mirror. And I think that we as humans have devolved a fair amount in the last 15 years, and we don't let ourselves have conversations about art. We just go like, yeah, or let's go, and it's exhausting. So I really struggle with the internet, and I really appreciate even one person, Incredible Dude 11, noticing and caring about conversations, because that's what art should elicit. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the thing is, I feel like oftentimes a glorious failure, a big swing and a miss can be some of the most compelling art you'll see. As we
100%.
live in the same year as Megalopolis, which I'm
Yeah.
dying to see even still.
It is a
even though I've
time.
heard every possible opinion about that
And that's
movie.
every possible opinion means it actually did something. I
That's
personally
right.
didn't enjoy it, but it did something.
But
so
that's interesting, and that's art.
art.
Jordan Garza.
Also, there can be things that inspire conversation and let's goes. They both have merit, and like
Yeah.
I like when both happen. Winter
let's
Soldier.
go discuss this.
Winter Soldier is a great. Let's go discuss.
Let's go have discourse. Jordan Garza. We got you, but we're gonna repeat
Oh,
it.
see,
from
I saw it in the live chat,
mountaintops.
so we're gonna make sure we get it. here.
Jordan Garza works at an Alamo Draft House Theater, and so far the audience loves Venom 3.
Love to hear it.
All right. Well, keep us posted, because if they still love it by the end, that's a good sign, because this is the inverted Venom movie. Like, at least the first one is, like the first 2/3 are, and then the end you're like, this is a generic battle. And then, Carnage is what it is, but this one gets, the best at the very end. So I hope that they are overjoyed by the last dance. And I also see a convo happening in the chat about the actual titular dance sequence being a little out of place in the movie in terms
Came
of
out
just
of
like
nowhere.
logic and Venom just like activating that codex so he can cut a rug with Mrs. Chen.
He
And
loves
not
her.
to say that Mrs. Chen isn't worth it, because she absolutely is, but also is a little bit of an odd.
That was the one part of the movie when I was like, it's a little too dumb, Venom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
little, I get you're a little dumb, but that's a
little too dumb.
especially for how long. And they get caught.
And then him being
You know what?
surprised by it.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
like,
what I
come
will-
on. Yeah.
If it had been my film, what I would have done is I would have used the loophole of Venom can like be on his shoulder. So have Tom Hardy and Venom, poking out, and Ms. Chen all dance together. And then have Venom get so into it that he goes full Venom,
and
and
then bloop.
that's when the thing happens.
I like
because
that.
then we also get, because Tom Hardy, Eddie Brock has a relationship
Cut a
with Mrs.
rug.
Chen as well.
I would have liked that.
All right, and then we can pass the symbiote on to her. Get Chenham. Kiana Chanel, thank you so much for joining the super chats, my dear. Appreciate the love and support. Haven't seen the movie yet. This is the right place to be. But wanted to pop in and say hello and happy spooky season to you handsome gents and the fine citizens of Reject Nation. Thank you, dear. Appreciate that. Happy spooky season to you as well. Happy spooky season to all you guys. What's everyone going to dress as for Halloween? And name at least one spooky movie you're going to watch this week in honor of my favorite holiday.
I watched The Batman on Thursday.
That's a
because
Halloween movie.
and because this is one of, in 7 years, you can watch it because Thursday, October 31st is the first line of the film. And this Halloween is Thursday, October 31st. So I watched it on the Thursday leading up to Halloween.
Thursday.
October 31st.
This is Halloween.
Watch The Batman this year.
I should dress as something else because I wear this costume all the time.
It's my, I will drop
It's basically a uniform. It's not an actual costume.
It's not fun at all. It's
I'm
work.
dressing as Alfred this Halloween.
Yeah, Andy, sir, I'll be Gollum.
Because I have suits.
It's
and I'm
meta.
not creative. Anyway, I am Ollie. Thank you for joining the super chat and keeping us moving on along with that momentum of Venom. Hey, been watching you guys since the start of Phase 4 of the Real Rejects. But I'm crazy how far we've come since then. Love you guys. Thank you. It is crazy too. Like, this whole thing is surreal and fun and lovely, and it wouldn't be possible without you guys. So
Yeah.
appreciate you guys just hanging out with us essentially, and yeah.
It's pretty crazy. Phase 4 was not seemingly that long ago, but the changes and evolution and And this guy, he's done some good stuff too.
Yeah, he's helped out
guy.
along the way
Sure.
a little bit. Hey, I think you know what, we might actually have a Streamlab
Oh,
contributions. We're
okay.
gonna hop over there real
Let's
quick.
do it.
And I think we also have some other new. It's not just Venom today.
there's other
All
things
right.
in the thumbnail.
There's other things in the thumbnail.
Tom Holland's out there bureauing.
Yes, we
He's a
got
bureau.
the singular Streamlab to go. Let's
Let's
do
do
that
it.
thing.
Let's do it.
Jump over there.
We'll talk about Blade. We'll talk about
Oh.
Spider-Man.
Come on, where's the graphic? Where's
Singular
the graphic?
Streamlab.
Get the graphic on screen, Greg. Where's the
Ah!
graphic? Where's the graphic? It's the wrong window. Where's the graphic? Okay, there we go.
We do have more super chats,
Okay.
but yeah, I think
Nah.
we should talk about the Blade thing because Koi's itching to talk about it.
Oh, there
Blade?
can be only one Blade.
There's only ever gonna be one Blade.
All
Am we doing Blade or this one first?
This one first.
Okay. Seth Arp says, if Tom Hardy and Venom somehow came into the MCU, unlikely, how would you put them at odds with each other to make Venom a villain again, considering Eddie Venom have been heroes in their universe? Well, the way it works in the comics is the bond is largely over hatred for Peter Parker. The fact that Peter Parker, as a person at the paper, kind of exposed Eddie, and then Spider-Man kind of exposed Eddie, and all of that turns into betrayal and animosity. So it is not going to be possible to do that level of we are bonded over this hatred. So I'd imagine it would be he's the lethal protector. So what I would do is maybe he goes to work at the Daily Bugle and he believes Jonah. So basically, the Spider-Man menace persona is what Eddie believes to be the case, and then something would happen where, you know, he sees something happen and misinterprets. So he, with his own eyes, sees someone get hurt because of Spider-Man, and then him working at the Bugle, the voice in his ear is Jonah Jameson. So, like, Spider-Man the Menace, and then that way it's the lethal protector protecting his precious New York City, and Spider-Man being seen as a bad guy, and that's kind of how. But it's way deeper in the comics. That's just what he'd kind of have to do.
I think that if Tom Hardy joins the MCU as Venom, he should, like, you know, just have like a really human, you know, struggle of his own with, like, you know, Venom and his relationship doesn't work anymore because, like, maybe he turns up in New York and immediately gets recruited as like an underwear model.
Yeah.
And it's just like all about his physique and
Yeah.
what he can do and like his buff body. And then Venom's starting to get jealous because, you know, he's just a big ball of black goo. And people don't want to take pictures of Venom. There's nothing he could do on set, you know, and like the modeling thing just isn't for him. And so then they split apart, and then, you know, Venom's determined to make Eddie fat.
Oh.
Yeah.
All
Just
that chicken and
all that
chocolate.
chicken and chocolate, yeah.
Adds up.
exactly. And
Adds
then
up.
Changes his diet to
Yeah.
make Eddie just he's the blob now.
And then Spider-Man fat shames him.
Definitely he does.
And then
Spider-Man
fisticuffs.
gets canceled, and that's the true villainy.
Jonah's like, I knew it all along.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Guys,
we pitched it. We
you're
pitched
welcome.
it, guys. We got
It's
there.
coming.
We got there.
Spider-Man, no way.
No.
No. That's it.
Spider-Man, no way.
Spider-Man,
Comma, no.
Spider-Man, no way.
No way.
Spider-Man,
No.
no way.
I love
No
the
way.
close up on like you just like I don't have a rhyme punchline. Spider-Man, no.
No way. No, bro. Yes. Thank you, Seth R.
What I was gonna say was gonna offend some people, so I cut it. Sorry. So it was just no way.
No, no way I'm going to say
No
that.
way will this be on camera.
No way is that happening today.
That was fun. I
That
enjoyed
was
that.
a good one. That was a good one. Well, whose pitch do you like better on movie fights? Vote in the comments below.
Body shaming Venom
Body
or
shaming Venom.
J. Jonah Jameson Menace.
And then he turns Spider-Man into a underwear model too. Spider-Man stops Spider-Manning. You know, they just live contented lives, and crime
It's
goes
a
up.
very
in New
Marky
York.
Mark centric plotline you got going. I didn't expect it, but I'm
And
here
then we'll
for
get
it.
Donnie Wahlberg to play.
Feel it, feel it.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire.
Hold
Feel the
on,
spider
guys.
sense
I'm
vibrations.
going to
Oh.
get you a Blade image.
Oh, because we're gonna
Oh,
talk about
Blade.
Yeah,
Blade.
talk about Blade.
Guys, guess what happened the other day in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
First time ever. It's never happened before.
They took a movie off the slate. Can
Never
you
happened.
guess which movie is no longer on the 2025 MCU Marvel slate? I'm not going to name it
what
till the
movie
graphic is
isn't
up.
coming out in 11 and a half months? It's
What-
not.
What
Surprising
movie
no one.
Did you know? We have, I was looking back at that Did you know that Mahershala is in Predators with Adrian Brody? Totally didn't even realize that.
I had forgotten.
He's jacked as heck in that movie. He's
Yeah.
big and buff.
Wait,
And
in Predators?
yeah, with Adrian
Mahershala?
Brody. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
all right.
totally. Saw it again recently and was like, wow, what are
All
you
right.
doing here? And Walton Goggins and a whole bunch of other people.
What's the Shane Black one called? Predator?
The Predator?
The Predator. All right. All right.
The
Well, there's
definitive,
Mahershala.
the definitive
Clearly,
Predator.
I mean, and the critics definitely agreed.
There's no better Predator.
Audiences agreed.
It doesn't get any better than the Predator.
Then the Predator.
Defo.
So Blade.
Oh,
You
just
know,
in time, Coy. Oh, but it's not visible to the people
Oh,
yet.
or just darkness.
Coitus.
That's
what
not the
did you-
Daywalker.
What have you done?
That's not the Daywalker either.
I just thought you said the Baywalker. I was like Michael Bay.
No, no, no.
Daywalker.
This is when Blade goes to San Francisco. He's the
Let's go.
Baywalker.
The Baywalker.
He's the man who walks the bay.
He's just coming out of fog
There he
left
is,
and
that's
right.
right.
Yeah, let's go.
Rafa Cassell building that studio up in the bay,
we're
and
we're
Mahershala out
we're
here.
almost
He's
there,
the
guys.
Baywalker.
All right.
We're vamping very
We're
well.
almost
This
there.
is
All
very
right,
entertaining.
guys, guess
content.
what?
Yeah.
All right, guys. There's only gonna be one Blade. There's only gonna be one Blade, and I don't think it's gonna be this one because Blade is no longer on the 2025 MCU slate. Coy, what do you think about that?
I think that we've had reports in the last 2 days that Mahershala is happy with this delay, and apparently he's still the MCU Blade, but those come from someone telling me something, and I believe them completely. I think that Mahershala is in love with the character and really wanted something specific, and that's why we went through so many writers and directors, and I think being picky is good, and I think there's also an element of the internet going, guys, it's a vampire, and just make a vampire hunter movie. And I look at the 30 vampire movies that come out a year and the one good one we get, and I go, well, apparently it's harder than you think. So I would rather Blade not be disrespected with a crappy film. I don't know if that means we still have Mahershala, though. I could see there being a Midnight Suns movie and then Secret Wars wiping all continuity and then getting a new Blade in the new era. I really think we're going to get Heroes Reborn basically wiping out whatever people they don't keep post that. Like, I don't think in 10 years most of the MCU actors that were in phase 1 through 3 are involved. So I could see them like having maybe a Blade and then like a new Blade after Secret Wars, but I don't see Mahershala doing this for 10 years.
Yeah, I mean that's the big concerning question, and it's weird because like I'm really excited to see his take on it, and I'm happy that taste is always a subjective matter. So I hope that all of this delay and all of this attention to detail pans out into something that is worth all the conversation surrounding it. But I would agree. I feel like the sentiment of like let's just get any vampire movie out there, is not gonna lead to a movie that everyone's like, are you ultimately gonna be happy if you just get a generic MCU vampire movie out of a franchise that already has trouble varying up its tone enough?
I want like a good vampire movie. Like when they announced Mia Goth, I was excited because it felt very specific.
Yeah,
we're gonna do Streamlabs and Super Chats here again in a second, but we
I
want to
am
cover the story.
I am grandstanding on the mic, just hogging all the time talking about this Blade situation. But yeah, I mean, if they're still working on it and they're still committed to it, like, cool. I absolutely agree.
Also,
take your time and make something good and memorable.
Someone said we're going to pretend Eternals didn't happen. It seems they are, but also we didn't see him. It was just his voice. So that's if there's ever been an easier recasting, it's a voice. I personally like Mahershala. I hope that he at least gets a chance via his own maybe singular solo movie or singular Midnight Suns. But I want Blade for a while. I also wonder if we do get that Logan-esque Blade 4.
I think that could be possible. It's weird. Like, I think they are probably having all kinds of conversations just due to everything that happened with Deadpool and Wolverine, and there's the whole, like, oh, is Gambit going to get his own thing?
What else was canceled? Wasn't Armor Wars canceled?
Armor Wars got changed back into a movie after it's been movie show.
And Cheadle said there's, like, no new update. He's like, I
he
don't
said,
know
if
what's
you
going
know,
on
let
with
me
that.
know.
Yeah. So it's in limbo,
yeah, not great.
I think.
Which is a bummer because I think it's a very topical story, and I think that Don Cheadle's been like one of the earliest adapters who hasn't had a movie.
Yeah.
Were we bringing up Eternals because Blade was at the post-credit scene of that?
His voice with the Black Knight. Which, if there's one thing Phase 4 brought us, it was post-credit scenes that we haven't seen pay off.
Phase 4 brought us the DCE.
You know what?
Especially post-credit scenes wise.
There's so many setups and shit isn't happening.
Man,
They
well,
should
Harry
do-
Styles as Eros.
You know what would be very fun is if they do a movie or maybe like one of those one-shot specials or something where you get all the characters introduced in a bunch of these random post-credit slenes we might never see again and like put them on some wacky adventure together.
Deadpool and
But, like,
Wolverine too.
Yeah, put Hercules and Eros and Clea and
Dude,
and,
if
you know.
Deadpool and Wolverine 2 is just post-credit scene characters cleaning up continuity, like literally they clean up the Fox universe in the first one, and then in the next one they clean up the MCU leading up to Secret Wars.
And I would start Deadpool 4. I would start that with the credits. Do the entire normal ass movie credits,
Yes.
and then start the movie
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
as the post credits movie.
I love that.
Yeah, I would adore that very much. That's a great comparison, though, Engineer Greg, to the DC extended amalgamated universe.
Yeah.
But hey, Kit Harington's gonna be a great lead in one of these movies someday.
One of these days.
I don't want it. I don't want the sword. I don't watch. Ooh. I want to watch this back. Well, when stuff's moving around on screen, I'm like, ooh, I wonder how the audience sees this. Because these are all choices. This is how the stream is meant to look, and Greg is the DP. So
Yes.
it's, yeah. All right, we're going to return.
I just like letting
to-
people in on the process.
That's good. I do that. I like that too. It's how the sausage is made. It's an enlightening thing.
Here we go.
All
That's where
right.
I left off.
C Black, thank you for joining in the super chats. Very much appreciate you. Does Hugh, Ryan, and Toby appear in Secret Wars? That's Hugh Grant, Ryan Phillippe, and Toby Jones, who's good. Toby Jones
They
could
actually
come back.
Of those, most likely.
Yep. I don't. Hugh Jackman, yes. Ryan Reynolds, absolutely. Toby, why not?
I mean, I think they. I even hate to say this. I think with the
Say it,
Downey,
Coy.
the Downey announcement shows they care about the impact of a meme as much as they care about the characters.
Sure.
I think they're all back. It's gonna be the trailer. It's gonna.
Toby's gonna play half the roles.
It's just like they're leaning. They want the brand back so bad. They're willing to. Like, I think Downey, if he'd never played Iron Man, would have made it could have made an interesting Doom. But even that's kind of a stretch because like Doom is so physically intimidating, and I love Downey, but he's a very slight man. So even that choice, had he not been Iron Man, is still a tricky one to pull off. I remember when Cillian Murphy was so heavily rumored. I was like, I love Cillian Murphy. I think he'd be perfect, but you'd have to shoot him like Tom Cruise, and like there's so many he's just such a physically intimidating thing. So I think them casting Downey, it was the number 15th Instagram video of all time within 24 hours.
Ooh,
I think you get that again with Hugh, Ryan, and Toby. So I think that's exactly what they're gonna do.
Yeah, that makes sense. And now, in between all of that, they just have to not do too much of that to dampen the effect
Exactly.
of seeing. Yeah, you can't just only cameo bait people.
And then maybe we get a slew of non-multiversal movies right after that. But until then,
That'll be the new restriction. It's like it's such a monoverse that's causing problems now.
but that'll be a good 10 years, and then we'll swing back and forth, and then they have a big crisis.
Speaking of swinging back and forth, let's swing back to Caitlin. Caitlin, thank you for following up on the super chats. R.I.P. Molten Lava Symbiote. You looked so cool. You did.
You did.
You did. What's the Molten Lava Symbiote's name?
Uh,
Carl.
it wasn't a direct pull. It wasn't a singular.
It's called Ouch.
Yeah.
It's called
Groovy.
It's called
It's
Groovy.
Groovy.
I like that.
Yeah, I'd name
I
him
like
Groovy,
that.
and I'd have him attached to like a modern day hippie, and he would just be like, "I
Groovy-ote.
don't like violence, man. We got to handle this."
attach him to Risa Funds. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly. That's
there you go.
groovy.
And then he gets to meet an alien.
Yeah.
I was half hoping that he would get to be
Me
a
too. I really
symbiote,
thought one of them would get symbioted.
like the little kid or something. And then he doesn't have to be afraid of aliens
Yeah.
anymore. But yes, R.I.P. Molten Lava Symbiote. I would watch like a symbiote's animated movie, Transformers 1 style.
Man, I love Transformers 1.
Dude, well then get on that Venom Transformers 1 movie. Can you imagine if Venom took over a Transformer? Not that.
In the comics right now, G.I. Joe and Transformers are sharing a universe in comics. So
Let's
G.I. Joe,
go.
it's dope. The Energon universe is rad.
Sounds like the movies are going to do that pretty soon as well.
Mhm.
Clayton Crook, thank you so much for your contribution to the conversation. Is a symbiote trilogy for Spider-Man 2 much symbiote? Oh.
Too
Is
much.
a symbiote trilogy for Spider-Man too much? Gotcha. So if we are about to embark, if we are about to embark upon a trilogy of Spider-Man films involving symbiotes with Tom Holland, is that too much symbiote?
Oh, that was good. Symbiote trilogy Spider-Man 2.
This comment is written in the way Christopher Walken has his scripts, delivered to him with no punctuation.
New phonetics.
Straight come. Much symbiote.
Oh, man.
It's a little much. It's a little much.
Okay, so I think a symbiote trilogy is a very smart thing to do
Sure.
if it's the black suit and then you evolve into the darkness of Tom Holland. We haven't really gotten to see that from Tom Holland yet, so
He's
I
got
don't.
no darkness in him.
There's no darkness in him. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen those seeds planted, but it's the only time in all of comics where Secret Wars was already on the schedule and Tom needs a new suit. Like, I feel like it literally lines up for that to happen. Secret Wars is where the symbiote came from in the comic books. I would love to see that. I don't think it's too much because I think the MCU will handle it very differently. I see the Sony universe is handling it like a beautiful love relationship because Venom and Eddie, the symbiote and Eddie forming Venom is a symbiosis that is good for them. They needed it. Whereas Peter and Spider-Man and the Venom symbiote is more of like a toxic relationship.
Don't need
So
that.
we haven't really seen
Don't
like
need that in our life,
I want to see an
boy.
addiction metaphor. And I think Tom Holland going into college, I think he's alone. I think that's when you're most insecure. I think that's when addictions happen. So I think it's a really good time to tell the symbiote story and do it very differently over at Sony. If they'd let me write it, I'm ready.
Well, and if they happen to do some kind of more street level movie, I feel like you could do a symbiote trilogy. Like what I envision is if they were able to orchestrate a version of the MCU for Spider-Man that feels like kind of like what Spectacular Spider-Man felt like, where it's like, okay, there's not just Venom. We're not only going to focus on symbiotes for 3 movies.
Right.
Maybe you can have that building and have a presence of the symbiote, have the black suit addressed, but like actually get a symbiote saga going over the course of 3 that maybe culminates in a 3rd movie, but the first 2 aren't like about that completely. Because yeah, it's like if we're just having a 3-movie 6-hour and change Spider-Man versus Venom black suit saga, that could be much.
Well, and he put the suit on. Amazing Spider-Man 252 is the first appearance of the black suit in mainstream continuity outside of Secret Wars, and he doesn't get rid of it until Amazing Spider-Man 299.
Wow.
So 252 to 299 is 47 issues. That's 4 years that he was in the black suit. So I would have it be a full film of literally him in the black suit and it not even be obvious how much it's corrupting him until the 3rd act, him lose it in the 3rd act, and then you could have that turmoil in the 2nd film, full-on Venom in the 3rd. I think it'd be a really interesting long game, but at least a movie in the black suit.
We're in the
have
long game now.
And then have Tyler Perry direct the black suit Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, he's ready.
I love Tyler.
Tyler Perry is
Tyler
Black Cat.
Perry's Spider-Man would be a good one. Hey, I would like Tyler Perry Black Cat.
Black Cat
I'm
is ready.
down.
I
I'm
hear they're
down.
looking for Black Cat in Spider-Man 4, and they got just the person.
Hallelujah. See Black back in action. Back in black. You're the sack. What a voice made for rock and roll.
Truly.
Do we get X-Men versus Avengers before Secret Wars? I'm assuming that's what XVA means.
That
unless,
is.
Yeah.
I would have thought that before the Doom announcement.
Wait, what's XVA?
Avengers versus X-Men. X-Men versus Avengers in this case. But like XVA is like a common thing that happened in the comics every few decades.
They call it XVA?
The most recent one did.
Sounds like a sports event.
The XFL.
It is very
it's the
high sell these
extreme-
tickets.
It's the extreme NBA.
So I think that Avengers versus X-Men will happen, but I think that they're going to use I personally, my hot take, I think they're only going to introduce the sporadic X-Men that is outside of the mainstream pop culture lexicon until Secret Wars. I don't think we're going to see your Cyclops, your Gambits, any of that. So I think those are going to come post
Go
Secret
Sunspot.
Wars. Well, I think that honestly they've introduced the
Go
concept of mutants.
Cannonball.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see Cannonball. But I think that they might do Avengers versus X-Men as like the next post Secret Wars level event. But I was thinking they'd do it with the old Fox X-Men after Deadpool and Wolverine, but then they announced the Downey thing, and now I'm not so sure.
Oh, well, you know.
Because it's so big of an announcement, like they don't want to crowd it.
They should just introduce all the X-Men in an X-Men versus Avengers movie.
All of them
Feel like
at
that's what
once,
they should
no
do.
lead up.
All of them, yeah. Just they're all here.
There's
all of
so
a sudden,
much going on screen.
just like Underoos, and then like
All the
Professor
X-Men.
Xavier and Cyclops and Wolverine. Everyone just shows
Nightcrawler
up.
bamfs in with like 10 members.
Exactly. That's what
Okay,
I'm talking
okay,
about.
good.
No tension, all release.
Yeah.
Is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be astonished if there was an XVA verse before Secret Wars, but after Secret Wars, they're gonna need something to hype the people up for. Cody Bishop, peace be with you, and may the Lord smile upon you this day. And congratulations on ranking so highly in the church. It's not easy to do, and I hope you're not corrupt. I'm trying to get into comic books, but it seems so overwhelming with the historical run of some series. Where should I start for DC or Marvel? There's thousands upon thousands of issues, Koi.
I got this page.
Oh.
It's called Koi Jandro.
Oh.
It's on YouTube. You can find weekly videos over there where I break down the top 9 comics of the week. And I try to stress which are approachable. I also do videos of what to read every time a movie or show comes out. And that gives you the approachable jumping on points. But in very brief, over at Marvel, there's this amazing thing called the Ultimate line, wherein they restart all continuity and give a new, more modernized continuity for characters you know and love. They do their big guns in this Ultimate version. In 2000, they did Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Ultimates. Oh, I went the wrong way.
Big guns.
The big guns, the big guns.
Big
see?
guns.
That's where they do it. Ultimate Arms. This is Ultimate Greg Alba. So what they do is they redo continuity in the modernized sense. So in the year 2000, you could get Ultimate Spider-Man, read that whole run. It's amazing. Full nip. Is YouTube going to... How was demonetization of nipples? We're going to find out after
Free
this
the
stream.
nip.
Yellow $sign forthcoming.
Oh, no,
'cause of
that's
this.
too far. Now that's
Yeah,
too
the
far.
caress. Is the
It
caress
was
allowed?
comedy. Nipple, just a man nipple
Is
it
acceptable.
alone is comedy, but then you touch it, and
Then
we're
it's-
now we're in
that
a whole
changes
other
it.
realm.
You know, like that scene
Uh,
in Into the Wild?
I
The
do.
movies were rated R because Emil Hirsch is like free, and like that's crazy. Nobody was touching it. It was just like nature.
You know, nature will
But why, like,
get you going
that's-
sometimes.
no, but that's what's
People love
crazy.
nature.
But is D's out in nature that rated R? Anyway, but then recently they just did Ultimate. They brought Ultimate back, and there's a new Ultimate Spider-Man. It's only on issue 10, and it's how you'd modernize the characters for 2024. So you can
Cool.
read the old one in 2000 or the new one that just started in 2024, and they're both really good jumping on points. There's an Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimates, which is like your Ultimate Avengers. They're all pretty great. And then over at DC, there's the Absolute line of comics, which is the modernization of Batman just came out last month. Wonder Woman dropped this week. Superman comes out next month. So basically, they're doing what Ultimate did in 2000, but with their modern characters. So those are jumping on points clean, but every few years, DC does like a crisis event, and that gets new number ones. Every few years, Marvel just renumbers things. So there are opportunities to jump in, so you don't have to do the thousands of issues. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. With nipples.
I had a comment here. I had a comment to make that I got lost in the editing. Oh, I know what my comment was. A question. So they do multiple ultimates.
Yes.
So does every previous ultimate become penultimate?
Yes.
Okay.
No, but I love that they're all different universes where those titles get to remain. Like,
So it doesn't get confusing having a new ultimate every so often.
well, it's been about 10 years. Like 2001 ended in 2012, and then they didn't touch it again until 2024. So it had been a while since the Ultimate imprint had been around.
I see.
So Ultimate ended in like 2012 with the Ultimatum. And that
Oh.
concluded the universe. And the
Jason
characters
Bourne.
like Miles Morales got brought over because he was originated in the Ultimate Universe. So he got folded into our universe with an incursion event, which is like the events in Doctor Strange.
So wait, they do an ultimate as a way of getting new
Resetting
number
everything.
ones and jumping people in and then segueing them into the main continuity.
Eventually, the Ultimate Universe gets so complicated that it becomes the main continuity because if you think about it, when a 10-year story runs, it eventually is like, well, this isn't as streamlined as it started. So they usually just wrap
Sure.
that up. So like right now, Absolute, which is DC's version, is literally only on issues 1 of everything. So
Dang.
we're good for a brand new, fresh start. You're good for a while. So
Okay.
I would check out Ultimates around issue 1, either time, 2000 or 2024, and Absolute. right now, DC.
Cody Bish, you got homework to do, all right? Get out there.
Yeah, hopefully that helped.
Or just pick up any random single issue and go from there.
Oh yeah. Also, I sometimes just go, I like this writer, I like this artist. Even if I don't have the artist name, if I look and I like the art, then I find other stuff they've done that helps me discover new characters, new creators. I also try to listen to people that are like versed in it. So like I said, you can check out my page for like if you like this certain book, you can parallel over here.
And yes, thank you for coming to the TED Talk with Nipples. Greg's only OF is live now, so go sub over there for more reaction with nipple videos. Sean McLaughlin, what's up? Thank you for being generous and for stoking the fire of our convo. I called Real Rejects customer service just now, and a guy called Greg rudely hung up on me after shouting, "I'm the boss and not a background receptionist."
We have been talking to him about this. He, for weeks, has this crazy, this ego growth where he thinks he's like CEO Greg, and it's been insane.
Ego.
The background receptionist, he got this award, and ever since he got this award, he's been parading it around the office, and he's putting it on his shoulder, and he's like, "Don't talk to me, talk to the award. You know not to look me in the eyes anymore.
Don't look at me. Only gaze in my eyes through the glass of the
and
award."
And it's so weird because you can't make eye contact, but if he moves the thing, then you know you're allowed to talk to him, and it's become this whole problem and process. And frankly, it has affected his reactions because you should see his Tyler Perry reviews.
Everything is different now. Everything's changed.
Once he became CEO Greg, boy, oh boy.
CEO Greg has the mind virus.
It's aggressive. This new guy walking around the office like he owns the place.
We gave him the phone to try and bring him back down to earth, and it's clearly not working.
He's like, this is literally, I literally own the place. And we're like, yeah, okay, guy.
And now he's pulling out his nipples way more than he ever did before.
And we're like, okay.
I never doubted the chills before.
I believe
you don't need to prove it now.
We've got the shirts.
You got the, it's enough of a thing that you printed it on hundreds of t-shirts. All right. Hey, call back, Sean. Call back, and we'll have a disciplinary hearing with you on the line, and then we like to involve people in the process.
Bring him in.
Golden Seeker Nintendo Entertainment System. Thank you for joining in our chat here, for being so kind and generous. Is there a chance the Venom franchise will somehow connect to Secret Wars in a way that Dr. Doom could possess the symbiote power, and then we get Robert Downey Venom coy?
That is so many things.
I
Tony. Don't think that
Victor.
No, Robert Downey Jr.
Robert
Downey.
Downey.
Just calls him. I personally don't think that the symbiote
Venom.
that we have will connect to Secret Wars because I think the MCU would want to have their own version of it. That's why they made it very clear in Venom.
Now
Venom.
We can talk to Greg.
Oh,
finally.
yeah. Now, that's his, in camp when you have a talking stick, it's an award.
Yes, it's the Spirit Stick.
The Spirit Award is what brings it out. I actually haven't seen this yet. This is really cool.
beautiful. Oh,
dude.
yeah. You should hold it at least once. We all get to touch
This is really cool. I want
We
to.
all got to touch
We all get to
it.
touch
all got to
it.
touch
And
it.
then Greg took it away.
Literally haven't pulled it out of the box since we got
Oh,
it.
this is so cool.
And it's awesome because it's made of glass, so you're like, wow, this really needs to be polished every time
every
you look at
second
it.
I touch a thing, I'm like, I'm making this worse for myself.
That is a beautiful award.
This is
and
stunning. Look at
fun
this.
fact behind the scenes, this was a Spotlight Award. It's a special award that we won alongside Epic Games and
Riot Games.
Riot Games, my bad. Oh, I'm so sorry. Riot Games and us. And of all the recipients, we are the only 2 recipients of anything that actually got to leave
With an award?
with the award in
That's
hand
so
because
cool.
they're special and they're not the normal awards that get shipped to you later.
Yeah, like
So,
it already had your name etched.
This is like the real deal.
This is so cool. My buddy Andy won one last year and the year before, and he was saying how we were such a welcome presence, and I wasn't even there. He called me while I was in New York, and was like,
Yeah.
it was so good to see the
very
joy
kind,
So this I hadn't held this yet. This makes me so happy.
Very sweet to us. Really much appreciated. And
There, so I can talk to Greg.
and
There it
yes,
is. Let him wield it.
Dr. Doom definitely wielding the symbiote. I'm going to put a symbiote of armor around the world.
I personally don't see symbiotes coming in from Sony into Secret Wars. I see Secret Wars being born out of symbiotes. I think we'll get new symbiote, MCU version, out of the Secret Wars storyline, like in the comics.
Definitely. And then everyone
award-winning
has the
statement.
symbiote. It will get Black Panther. Yeah. And we'll get Black Dane Whitman. And we'll get Black Eros. And we'll get Black Hercules. And we'll get all those guys venomed out. And then we will... It's just, I want to
joke, but
shine
the
a
comics
light
do that
through-
every so often.
Oh, that's a good. Just massage me with it, baby.
Yeah.
Massage me with that Spotlight Award.
Yeah.
Spotlight on my not lights.
You got gemmed.
We got gemmed.
That's
Yum.
really heavy.
It's really heavy. I was impressed. I was like, you're wielding that like out here, dude.
shoulder
That
is twitching.
I've
is
said this a couple
heavy.
times.
Yeah.
This is the exact kind of award that in
Yeah.
like a Netflix thriller
Oh,
you would
this
like
would be-
beat someone to death with in a fit of rage and then have to like
Yeah.
Oh no! I
clean it
killed them
off
with
and it's
the
always
very...
staring at you
Yeah.
and judging
That
you
shit
because you
was
did that. Yeah.
Surprisingly, really heavy.
This actually makes me buy
it's-
more horror movies that kill people with awards because I've now held the violent.
Yeah.
But it's also really cool just to look at because it's so prismic and it's
got
like a
a
big hunk of glass.
Bit of
so it's-
kaleidoscope.
yeah, it's got a kaleidoscopic quality.
Have you ever
to
held
it.
an Emmy? They're so sharp.
No.
Emmys are like murder weapons
Yeah.
because it's this heavy, but the top's all pointy.
Yeah,
Ooh.
you should
It's a
like
hyper violent.
You should shine a laser through this and like
Yeah.
you
Oh
know,
yeah, we put one
refract
of those
the
little
light.
green things in the bottom and
Or,
it's
yeah.
like pew pew. We're fancy.
What is this?
Yeah,
What's it
fancy
made out of?
schmancy.
Glass.
Yeah, some
You know,
kind of
I
glass
actually
or like
haven't read it.
or like some.
You haven't
kind
read the award? It's 3 lines.
of, yeah. It's either glass or some kind of plexi. or
It's like off
something.
the
It's
stage,
like,
and just
yeah.
like let everyone else hold it.
Look at this.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's beautiful.
Everybody in the audience is like, okay, guys, I'm glad you won
Who
an award.
cares? Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay, so I don't think they'll come that way, but we appreciate it. Our next one is going to be
Who's
from,
that from? Who's that from?
well, I
Who's
don't know
that
yet, but
from?
it
Who's that
says
from?
Happy Early Halloween from Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
I like your use of emoji.
Thanks
What
for
are your
being here,
favorite
Michelle.
scary movies? Asks in Ghostface voice. Have to reread.
Oh.
Happy Early Halloween. No, what's the ghost? What's your favorite scary movie? No. I don't know.
Happy early Halloween, Sydney. What are your favorite scary movies?
That's real good. Nicely done.
Hey.
You should see John's Penguin.
Happy early Halloween. What are your favorite scary movies?
Coy, do your penguin.
The squint made me nervous. Happy Early Halloween. What are your favorite scary movies, Victor? Ghostface voice.
I actually I'm friends with someone who's very close friends with him, and he said he could probably arrange an interview.
Dude,
With the penguin?
Have you met
on
him?
my Rushmore.
With
I've met
Oz
him.
Cobb?
He's given me places to visit in Ireland recommendations.
No, not Colin Farrell.
Oh.
Sorry. You said Victor.
Oh, Renzi.
Yeah.
Renzi's a delight. I did set visits with him for Runaways. I love Renzi. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And he's stupid talented. Like, he's so kind. Colin Farrell's on Rushmore. Renzi is also a very good interview. I like
But
that
I
kid.
have Colin Farrell's phone number.
Oh, let's text him. Tell him when to come in. We'll
He
do
goes to the Starbucks
Can we
nearby.
just do voices at each other? Can we not interview? Can we just yell Colin Farrell voice of Penguin at him?
Yeah.
Goes to the Starbucks. You're
Cabin in the Woods.
does
Cabin
he
in the
dare?
Woods.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
one like nearby. Yeah.
He really goes there?
Actually,
Sometimes, yeah.
Like the one on
don't
Yes.
say
by
it.
Fatburger?
Don't you don't you dox us, Greg?
Yes.
Don't you dox Colin Farrell?
It is the one you're thinking of.
Yeah, the one right here.
Yeah. And he's been spotted multiple times, so he must
Spotted.
Yeah, he's been.
been-
We've had sightings.
I just had coffee and noticed him. I didn't know he was a man who was spotted at a
Yes.
coffee bean.
known
coffee bean, not
coffee.
Starbucks.
Did you,
Coffee
did
bean.
you answer this question?
We haven't actually answered
no,
it. We
I
got
was
lost
trying.
doing.
I got enchanted by Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Cabin in the Woods. I love the Scream franchise. It's probably my favorite
Scream's
slasher
great.
franchise. Hereditary is probably the movie that scared me most as an adult, and I reacted to it on this channel. It really got in my bones. Did not enjoy that time. Loved the movie. Will never watch it again. I watched Casper last night, which
Let's
I fuck
go.
with pretty heavy.
Let's go.
As
Casper's
far as
great.
like those fun like Amblin-y feel films.
I gotta watch Casper again.
Dude,
for
it
a
was so
long
good.
time.
It held up so well. I forgot that there's a montage of cameos in it from like Rodney Dangerfield to Mel Gibson.
Oh wow,
There's like a whole sequence that felt like a Marvel cameo.
Sure.
Like it was crazy.
I've forgotten all about that. Yeah.
And then what else? Horror movie wise, I love A Quiet Place for modern horror.
Quiet Place is pretty good. I like Quiet Place. I like
Stranger
Quiet
Things
Place.
on TV is pretty dope. I mean, that's kind of the obvious answer.
I mean, there's so many good ones. I mean, I'm like, I want to come up with some kind of interesting. I mean, you talking just in general or for Halloween time? I mean, like in general, I love The Thing. I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Big fan of like House of Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. Sleepy Hollow's great.
Does The
I
Crow
like a lot.
count?
Yeah, it's adjacent. I would allow it.
Okay, horror Jason. I love The Crow a lot.
I love a Night of the Living Dead. I love The Witch is great.
Big Lost Boys guy.
Sure.
American Psycho. I don't know if that counts.
The Others. Love The Others. That's a great movie.
I think Nope is Definitely like a modern classic, a la your Hitchcocks and your Stephen King OGs in the 80s.
Oh, certainly. I like the Insidious movies.
Oh, I
good
love
amount.
Black Phone.
Black Phone.
Black Phone's probably my favorite, like, single, not franchise. Like, Cabin in the Woods is fun and horror, but, like, scary, singular, Black Phone, I think.
Go watch a movie called Hexen if you haven't. It's a movie from the 20s and it's wild.
Ooh, Get Out, because I got caught doing that.
The kidnapping and the tea.
Yeah, I got caught. I've never.
You have a black consciousness.
I
in
actually
your
felt
body?
seen,
Wow.
but not by the main character.
You would have voted for Obama a third time.
I felt caught, if anything.
Oh, I see.
Why is this exposing my lifestyle?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
fair.
I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
People like the new Smile.
Does Beyond the Black Rainbow? Oh, Mandy, if that's a horror movie, that counts.
Monster Squad,
Mandy's
Coraline.
great.
Can you see why we won the award from all this high
Candyman
energy?
is great.
Candyman.
Hellraiser's great.
I really like the new Candyman quite a bit with Yaya. Have you seen the new Candyman?
Yeah,
pretty-
yeah.
I liked it
dug
quite a
the new
bit.
Candyman. I like to watch it again. I've not seen any of the Terrifiers. Greg is a aficionado now.
The new Candyman was why I was so excited for the Marvels. Until I wasn't. Nia DaCosta, I love you when they let you make your movies.
Yeah, when they let you do your thing. Hey, Mike Joyce. I mean, we could go on talking about horror movies all day. I'm going to make a definitive list and get back to you, Michelle, because that's how I roll. But Mike Joyce, listen up. Love your beard, man.
Great beard.
Great avatar.
Great beard.
Great beard. You're
Quality
the best
beard.
beard. You're
Everybody
the best
knows.
beard. He's got the
Huge.
oils. We're going to be importing so much beard oil. It's insane. Just saw Venom 3. It feels like Sony is trying to do the same thing the DCU did. Just rush into big event films without setting it up with good movies. Kind of. I mean, the thing about Venom 3 to me, it almost like
Venom 3 to me.
Venom 3 to
Yeah,
me
I could
with the
see.
quality of the cinematic experience.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it felt like the Venom trilogy of all the things in the Sony Spider-Verse has had its opportunity to gestate, so it didn't feel to me necessarily like they were rushing into like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies into like, we got to have a Sinister Six movie right this minute that never came to fruition. But it also does feel like a rushed thing anyway, so I do kind of feel what you're feeling here in a sense. Like, I don't necessarily think it feels rushed because they were trying to get to some major event flick. I just feel like it was rushed in general. But Coy, weigh in on this.
I'm sorry, I was distracted by your faces.
Yes.
I personally don't feel like they're doing what the DCU did, because the DCU did a Batman and Superman movie second choice and then rushed to they went, okay, we got this one Superman movie. What if we don't do a Superman 2? We do a mini Justice League, because you remember Wonder Woman was in Batman vs Superman. They literally jumped to hella crossover. So for me personally, I don't quite feel that way. I do see what you're saying as far as like trying to bring everything together, but I think that's what everyone's done since Iron Man made the Avengers work. I mean, look at the dark universe of monster movies, The Mummy with Tom Cruise that
Dark
didn't go
universe.
anywhere. Like, I think the shared universe thing is very hard to do, and that's why I'm excited for James Gunn, because I think he can do it. But I don't personally feel that from Sony.
No, and I feel like weirdly, if anything, they have done like a lot of
Building.
solo-ish building movies, and I'm just like, I don't even know what the culmination.
Yeah, it's kind of
is
the opposite.
trying to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun little shotgun blast.
I always
as
enjoy it.
they say. Absolutely, but
When-
Hocus Pocus also great.
yeah.
Spidey Sensei, thank you for being a part of this conversation. We tried and failed to get a Gina themed T-shirts. What do we need to do to get some Koi themed T-shirts? Koi Pond. What do we got, man?
I'm working on designing an internet shirt.
Internet.
So that's my goal. And then after that, who knows what might happen? But I'm working on shirts. It's a slow shirt. I want to be good. I also want to do like a nice heavy cotton. Like, I have a certain quality goal with the shirts, which I love the reject shirts, luckily. So I have a good place to start. I'm gonna learn from Greg, but I want to do some Koi shirts. They're coming. I don't know when, but they're coming.
I'm just a shirt with your face on it.
I want to do so internet. The idea is someone's gonna steal this, but I'm gonna give it away.
Steal this album.
Is I want to have it internet and then an exclamation point and then the dot and the exclamation point is by my face.
Hey.
But I guess you can't say that's my face. But yeah, that's
it's
the idea. I'm
okay.
gonna do
It's
that
a
shirt.
detail for anybody who's close enough to really look at your
Yeah,
chest.
a little dot.
Yeah.
Boom.
Shaun of the Dead, also another favorite horror experience there. Yeah,
Ooh, yeah.
I think I'll design a koi themed T-shirt, and it's gonna say "We dem kois."
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Dem
so,
kois.
We dem kois.
A Masshole Mondays with Koi. Maybe me and Roxy.
Yeah, and you get Dunkin's, and you just like
What's
say,
a masshole?
It is
Massachusetts
some-
asshole.
Yeah, that's
I
correct.
just put it together now.
Like actually,
yeah.
you just said it out loud. You're like, wait a
love-
second.
I
'Cause-
adore a question that answers itself.
As spoken. Yeah.
Because yeah,
Proud masshole.
Roxy said it in some video, and I had to like type it. I inserted it when I was editing it, and I was
That's
like, I'm like, I don't know
hilarious.
what this means. Yeah.
To us, that's like second. Like we are.
It's an
massholes.
asshole who regularly attends mass.
It's actually when you eat too much and you've got too much mass coming out of your asshole.
Oh,
No, it's Masshole is a term of endearment for us Massachusetts residents. If you're from the Commonwealth, kid, you know what a masshole is.
But are we allowed to say it as non-mass holes?
I'd say it's a lighted off derogative.
All
you know.
right.
Yeah.
So if I call some guy a masshole, he's not going to be like, "What'd you say to me, you
depends on the masshole.
you sock clucker?"
Were you offended by that video, Koi, when we were all like, glad Koi's not here?
Oh, I thought it was funny. Some of the people I showed it to were like, "That's scene." And I was like, I guess I know them too well, or I don't get the joke because I thought it was funny.
Yeah, no,
But
good,
other
good.
people were like, "Wow, that's like really harsh." And I was like, "It seems very satirical."
Yeah, the whole point. That's the joke.
Yeah,
So-
I got it. I was like, I couldn't be there, so they
Zach,
made sure I was there.
it was
I
like
took it as like I was a spirit
The
floating.
joke was like Koi likes attention, so we don't.
We gotta give him attention.
We don't want. We're glad he's not here, but the whole video is
It's
about
about me.
Koi.
It's ironic.
I shared it immediately, and
It's
then I also
ironic.
Olivia's face in the montage was so fun.
That was funny.
Like when there was a big group shot of like just kidding, and she's like,
No, I'm not kidding
that
at
was
all.
amazing.
Yes.
So yeah, big fan of that video. I personally thought it was fun.
Oh, Jordan Garza is going to design you a comic book art-esque face.
And he
Chris-
works at an Alamo. I respect this man more by the moment.
You guys are cut of the same cloth. Christian Unpronounceable, what's up out in Canada? Your money's worth more than ours. I appreciate you very much for being here. I
Get
just
that
wanted to
healthcare.
say, get that health care, that universal health care, and you have no problems other than that. That's not a problem. I just want to say, in the beginning, I wasn't too sure, but now I kind of love you guys. If you know, you know. Is it because of the audio?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
think
is
so.
at the
I think
beginning you're talking
I
about?
think Christian dropped that in around the nipple.
Yeah, I know why you're here.
Now
okay.
we get it. He came over from New
Pull
Rock
it back out,
Stars.
Greg, just once, just for Christian,
I-
because Christian's been so kind.
New Rock
It's
Stars
not erect
brought him
anymore.
over.
Pull it back out. Oh, we got to get some
I
chilly
gotta get
thoughts
them
going
chills.
on.
We got to get him
yeah.
excited
They're not
again,
nipple,
folks.
they're
That's
flat,
okay.
Flat pepper.
Aw.
They look like
Christian isn't enough to get
They-
you chilly.
they look
Come
like
on.
plant-based pepperonis right now.
Very specific nip aesthetics.
You know what I mean.
Here, yeah, no, I know
Like,
exactly.
It doesn't
The
quite
problem
look
is I
like
could
a
see it.
pepperoni.
Yeah, it looks like an
Uh,
approximation of a pepperoni.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're trying to trick my mind.
Yeah, yeah. It's
That's
like
what my
somebody.
nipple looks like right now.
It's like
a
somebody
plant-based-
airbrush painted
yeah.
a pepperoni, and you're like, "That's pretty convincing," but
Yeah,
it's not
you
the
know how it
real
goes.
thing. Yeah, it's like one of those optical illusion sidewalk paintings. All right.
I want to do reactions with this energy.
Yes, and then have the little box there, and it's like the trio of us, and then and then
Tune
Out
in
of
for
focus
Agatha's
guy.
series finale. Just
Yeah, John, did you know there was more Underworld movies?
then
Yes.
4.
Yeah.
There's 4 of them.
there's like 5 or 6.
I did not
Whoa.
know that.
Yeah,
I thought it ended at 3.
No, there's one. There's one without Kate Beckinsale, and then she comes back.
yeah.
Yeah. I
I'd be
thought-
down. I mean,
I had no idea until recently.
green that light. Oh, I thought we just stopped after 3 because like I feel like most people really like
most
the
people did.
trilogy, and people like part 3 a lot. And then I thought it was just sort of like, well, we'll see. But yes, there are at least 5. C Black, dude, you've been all over the super chats today. Thank you so much. Spider-Man 4 has to be on Battle World.
Oh, it's an
since
Agatha
after
reference.
Doom.
What we just the last comment, last super chat.
Oh, because it was you all along.
No, scroll down to the last
The
one.
nipples all along.
No, pre-nipples.
In the beginning, I wasn't too sure, but now I
kind
kind of love you guys.
That was a quote from Agatha.
Oh.
Guys,
oh,
we haven't slept since Agatha.
Oh, Coy. Good catch, man. Good
I
catch.
just wanted to give that some love.
That was a good catch. Christian Unpronounceable. Thank you for making an Agatha reference. As the biggest fan of the show in this room, I'm sad I missed it, and I'm sorry for you. High five,
As
Coy.
the biggest fan of episode 7 in this room, I now can
High
get
five,
quotes.
Coy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 4 has to be on Battle
Oh, I
World
moved him,
after
then that was my fault we
Doomsday. You
missed.
got to look at the
Had an
elbow.
but I wasn't looking. That was
Look at the elbow.
That's so crazy how that works.
Doomsday.
The
with
elbow
the
thing is
elbow.
baffling.
It's so crazy.
Like,
I know,
since
it's
childhood,
so
I've never
weird.
understood it. I guess because it's a foreground experience where the impact happens. So as long as you're looking in the background, it's instinct.
I guess,
But that's
yeah.
such a weird way for the human mind to make this connection, to like have your eyes not look at the item that's actually interfering, because then
Who-
you're overthinking it.
Who invented the high five?
A
Oh.
drunk, for sure.
It was Lord Aloysius V.
Have we ever derailed from a live chat to such a level where you start clapping with two people?
This is like, we're getting into that Eric Andre territory right now. You know, we're going to get avant with this thing. We're going to start like
Yes.
wrecking the set. And doing like
Yes.
straight. Anyway, Spider-Man 4, Doomsday, Battle World. What do you think, Coy?
Spider-Man 4, yes, I think that's how it's multiversal. I think Knull gets involved, and then I think the fourth film takes place in the pocket universe that Doom commands, and then that allows the symbiote enclave and the multiversal stuff that Sony wants. Basically, that pocket universe can allow for Toby, Andrew, Knull, all the stuff. So I do think that's coming because of where the film is in the schedule. It's also crazy that it's like mere, weeks after Doomsday, and it's also 2 weeks after his Nolan film. 2026 is the year of Tom Holland. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's in the new Christopher
He's the
Nolan,
lead
maybe
of-
1920s vampire movie.
He'll have 3 leading roles in 1 year, and they're an Avengers film, a Spider-Man film, and a Nolan film.
Let's go.
That dude's going to make so much money in 2026.
Dude, oh my goodness gracious. We've got a whole
All right,
other
guys.
So
special.
Glenn Burke and Dusty Baker, the most widely
those guys.
accepted origin story involves Glenn Burke, an outfielder for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and his teammate Dusty Baker. On October 2nd, 1977, during a game against the Houston Astros, Dusty Baker hit his 30th home run of the season. When he returned to the dugout, Burke, excited for his teamout, spontaneously raised his hand, and Baker slapped it, thus creating the high five. The high five quickly spread from baseball into other sports and then into the broader popular culture. Its simplicity in the way it allowed for celebration or acknowledgement without physical contact until the actual slap made it popular.
Ah,
That's crazy.
that's insane.
The Dodgers
and no one had
invented the
ever
high
done
five?
No one had ever done it
through
before.
hundreds
Why
and-
aren't the
and
Dodgers
thousands
more
of years
popular?
of
This
human
is- this should
history.
be their
no
trademark.
one
Yeah,
did
that.
it.
Why is their symbol not the
This
high
should,
five?
This should be what they're known
Dodger
for.
Stadium, home of the high five.
They're
Jesus
known for
Christ.
hot dogs.
The World Series was on yesterday, and I was like, screw that. But if I had known they
They
invented
invented the high five.
I
I'd be
would
at
have
Dodger
been like,
Stadium right now,
I'd be like,
stuck in
"Y'all
traffic.
show your goddamn respect when the Dodgers are playing. is what I
Wow, they
would have said
invented
to
the
the group.
high five.
Borat has to pay them every time he says it.
I'm mind blown by this. This is crazy. Also, the fact
We
that
all
high
do.
five was only invented in 1977, the year that Tom Hardy was invented. That's crazy.
Yeah, nobody ever
crazy?
ever slapped their hands together in an upward fashion before that.
Not
over
intentionally.
thousands of years.
Maybe just
never once
accidentally.
happened ever.
The-
You got to
Quote,
take interest in things beyond your
Whoa.
bubble.
That's
Well,
right. I
guys-
gotta take a look outside the mirror once in a while.
That's going to be a great conversation starter.
Yeah, that's
High
I'm
five. You'd be
baffled.
like,
that's only been around since 1977,
it's-
roughly
yeah,
October
actually,
2nd.
It happened spontaneously.
Was Dusty Baker the manager, Mike Joyce? Mike Joyce invented a high five as well.
Guys, Tom Hardy's born September 15th, 1977. He is only 3 weeks older than the high five.
Laissez le bon temps rouler. What do we got? Laissez. I don't know what to do with Z's in French, Cajun. So you'll have
Trying
to
to bring
help
it
me out
back.
there. Flying
We
Scotsman.
talked about Spider-Man 4 at all.
Spider-Man. That's a perfect
We were live
segue.
for a while.
Guys, guess what? Tom Holland has confirmed that Spider-Man 4
By the
is
time
going
to
to
get
start
bed, John, it was
shooting.
about like 5 in the morning.
It was
man.
about, yeah, it was something like that.
I was so exhausted.
yeah. Don't worry. Pray forgot those shout-outs. Don't even trip. Yeah, it's for both the podcast and
Message at
Penguin
5 in the
episode
morning.
6.
Like, I don't know. Just ignore it, man. I'm done with you.
No, I got back.
Leave me alone.
They're in. Don't worry. You
Tired.
got him. You said you yourself said you get them in by the end of the day. It'll be fine. I'm like, okay, they're in. Hey, there is going to be shooting. They're going to shoot Spider-Man 4. Tom Holland said in, I can't remember if it was I think
Spring 2025, right?
Spring 2025.
Because it comes out summer 2026.
Yeah, so we have a confirmation of when they're going to start shooting, and we have a confirmation of when they hope to release it, as well as Tom Holland basically talking up the script, saying that they have a strong idea, and he's very hype about it, and, ready to go, getting in there, doing the table reads and whatnot. So this is further along than I even expected.
And I just want to say, from just a statement of business, I love that Sony and Marvel are letting him do this himself and promote his beer. Because, like,
What? I
that's
missed
how
that
these
part.
quotes came out.
Oh, he's
Doing
Isn't
talk
he
shows.
like a recovering alcoholic
Yeah,
or
it's
something?
a non-alcoholic beer called Beero, which I think is such a cheeky name because it's both Beer Zero and Hero into Beer, Beero. And Tom Holland's Beero is what he's promoting, and he's getting to announce all these Spider-Man announcements and getting tons of press for his company.
But why
So him and Zendaya are doing a non-alcoholic beer company.
why
So
does
you're
his hair
saying-
look like this now?
That is when you go sober.
How often do you how often do you think of the Roman Empire?
That is sober hair.
That's
He
what
needs-
happens.
Yeah.
That is when you go sober.
Yep, that's the
I
sober
don't
cut.
understand the hair.
He's so handsome.
He
It
just
is
needs a little
strange.
Roman
It's-
crown.
Oh my god! I've
He saw
lost-
Gladiator 2 at a screening and he was like, I'm going to change my whole
I
personality.
don't understand this hair.
So he had the Daniel Radcliffe experience.
Yeah, change the game.
Except he's creating a beer on top of that.
I think Tom Holland has handled this pivot out of drinking in a really cool way because he's been very outspoken about the dangers of it for him, his experience, and then everyone does an alcohol, right? Like The Rock's got one, Ryan Reynolds has one. Like it's a thing, like it's in the culture, and I love that he's kind of an advocate for a non-alcoholic beer if you so choose. Like I personally like my beer with booze in it. But if you don't, I think it's a really cool way to kind of start a business. And I love that it's with Zendaya. This dude loves his girl so much, and like it shows in every moment. So the fact they're doing business together, the fact that he just wants to like retire in a few years, I could see him doing a surge of these movies and just disappearing
That's
from the
just
pop
Like-
culture
it's
lexicon.
like the new Tom Holland.
I'm being so sweet to this
Lloyd
guy. Like, but what
Christmas
if?
is sober, all right?
Oh,
Sober
that's what
king.
happens.
I mean,
Sober
just
king.
look at this guy.
Sober
He's
kings.
got the bullet.
He does.
It's just a little bit like.
His bangs are messier.
It's also
yeah.
tricky when you look at old photos and you can see.
I know
like,
his old photos is like
He's
so,
so
look,
handsome.
Look at this like Hollywood hair that he's got in these old photos. And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
you know what? I'm going for. I don't know. Is he like playing like a monk or a priest
Maybe.
or something?
I mean, he's working for Nolan, doing some craziness. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why all the alcohol went to his hair, I
Damn,
guess.
Look at them abs.
It's true. Yeah, no. I mean,
Wow.
he's an acrobat. That guy's like Shred City.
Damn, calorie cut, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a happy man. Other than that, the smile is just for the moment.
Oh my god, freaking.
Before he goes
computer,
back to
whatever.
eating 100 chickens a day.
But yeah, I think it's very sweet.
Totally. What happened
Dude.
to the super chats?
I don't know.
Crypto.
I can't even see the screen.
I don't even know what.
There's just pictures of Tom Holland
what
everywhere.
happened to everything? Did I close them all?
I think they've been usurped by these windows.
Oh my bad.
You're good. It's okay
I lost
because
sight of the narrative.
uh,
It's all right.
Sorry.
you
Lots
gotta
of
really
pictures
like
of
beer
Venom.
too. Like they must really like beer to create a like.
Should we insert ads?
Non-alcoholic
into
beer.
this, Should we insert?
Yeah,
just-
throw 'em in.
We should just
Uh,
just throw them in.
And
Fucking-
Spritz
Yeah,
Fits.
just
I think I just did an ad for Beero for free. So frankly,
He owes you a case
Tom Holland,
at least.
you
Get
got
at
my
me.
number. You text me. Give me
Uh,
that Beero.
Spritz Fits. We have not talked about crypto yet. We're gonna have crypto in Superman. Coy, are you
Oh,
excited?
We gotta get that Tate crypto.
Oh, we haven't talked about crypto. You're right. That was like
We're
2
gonna
weeks
get
ago.
the dog.
We gotta get that Tate. Oh, you mean crypto the dog?
We gotta
Yeah.
get Superman coin
Pretty
is gonna
sure
be a plot line
you
in
were
the new
talking
movie.
about cryptocurrency.
Pretty,
Gotta
yeah.
get that crypto.
Get Clark coins.
Very confident.
Clark is
that's
trying
what
to-
You guys were
Clark
talking.
is trying to save the blockchain in the new Superman movie.
Did you guys
Pretty good.
answer this question?
Let's see. No, Flying Scotsman. I'd read his name, and then we got usurped by the history of the high five. Flying Scotsman 4072. Thank you for joining our chat and for being so kind. Hey there, rejects. If Sony were to do a live action Spider-Verse film, would ye like to see that? Hasn't been. What would ye like to see that hasn't been told in the animated films?
The Spider Totem stuff hasn't really been approached. They've done a good job with the Spider Society and like their canon for the Spider-Man universe, But there's this really cool concept that led into the Spider-Verse by J. Michael Straczynski. It was The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, Issue 30. The character was introduced named Ezekiel, which they wasted in Madam Web. But the character had this great idea about spider totems, which they wasted in Madam Web. That is why there are so many animal-based villains that fight Spider-Man. And like, there's this cool idea of like, when you look at Spider-Man's villains, they're tech and they're animal. There's Scorpion, there's Rhino, and there's all these ideas that these animalistic qualities tie to this totem that is Spider-Man, and he represents this great like unifying force, and that ties into the Spider-Verse of like the importance of certain characters. So I think live action would be kind of cool to tell like a mythical, almost horror adjacent story about spider totems that could tie into Calypso, that could tie into the Craven really well, that could tie into a lot of stuff that's more the horror side of Spider-Man. So in live action, that's what I would do. And I'd also introduce, like, there's, in addition to Morlun, which we haven't seen at all, I think Ezekiel, Morlun, and those supporting characters of people hunting spiders for their totems would be cool because it's like a vampiric element. So that's what I would do.
Your idea, Coy.
Thank you.
I have 2 ideas.
All right.
All right. The first one, make it like Jet Li's The One,
Mm.
where Peter Parker, there's one Peter Parker who's like Arch, and he's just going through every universe, killing Peters, taking their powers, and then our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man has to step in, and he has to save the day because he's a nice guy.
Yep.
And in the middle of that, we can have some cool heavy metal music, some slow-mo fight scenes. Look at Jet Li can play a Spider-Man in one of the alternate universes.
He's ready.
Either that or
Great soundtrack too. The one.
Yeah, right. Gave
New
us
metal
Let the
and its
Bodies
prime.
Hit the Floor. Yeah. and the Disturbed,
Chinese
Down with the
martial arts
Sickness.
star
Such a good song.
and
Oh,
philanthropist
wow.
Jet Li turns
It's so hard to
60
do that.
become
It really
nationalist.
is.
But
Champion
check this out
title
also.
5
Yeah,
times
Jet
won
Li.
in 1974
Multiverse film
and
where
1979.
Spider-Man, the
Known for his
multiverse
action
opens
based
up.
roles in
Jet Li's
Chinese
61st
films such as
Damn,
One
he's
and
one of the most
60 years ago.
iconic Chinese film stars, if you didn't know that.
Martial arts
Uh,
actor turned 60
yeah.
a year ago.
This was just 1 year ago.
This relates.
But he looks so young in all the
looks so
footage that
youthful.
we're watching.
And now he's got
Don't
that
you
Mike
agree,
vibe.
gang?
They're watching
Oh my
this
God!
footage.
Look at him on set being so professional. So Jet Li as Spider-Man in my other pitch for this,
Yeah.
right?
I'm
He
listening.
goes to the multiverse, and you think it's going to be cool, but then
Wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
it's the inverse, where it's like every Spider-Man he meets
Piece of crap.
is like a mutated man
Oh,
spider, or
I
is
see,
just
I
a
see.
bunch of spiders in the shape of a man,
Yes.
or is
He
like
also
some kind of like
starred in
killer.
Forbidden
They're all
Kingdom in
mutated and
2008,
messed up.
along
And he's
with
the
Spider-Man.
only
another
he's the
iconic
only
Chinese
one
kung
who's
fu
just like a
star,
regular
Jackie
kid,
Chan.
and he lucked
It
out,
was
and he's
the first
fine for the most part. And so
collaboration
he
between the
mercifully
actor
has to
Olympic
travel the
for the last
multiverse,
time in
killing all of
2020.
these like
He portrayed
abomination
the
Spider-Men
Emperor
who
in a
just want to be
live-action
put out of their
version,
misery.
Mulan opposite
And
Liu
yeah,
Yifei
it's
in
like
the
a
title
mercy
role.
killing
And Donnie Yen
euthanasia
and Gong Li
story.
is wishing the actor a very happy birthday.
Your story is so violent, and I knew it would some unfought man spider, but the whole time
Beyond
you
is
told
now
it Jet Li
available
was
in
a-
your country.
Yeah,
Download the
because
app
Jet Li's
now
gonna play
and
Spider-Man.
so weird.
Jet Li's gonna be
I
Uncle
love
Ben.
If someone's never seen our
Jet
channel,
Li is gonna be-
Imagine someone's never seen our channel, and they just cut to you. Jet Li's playing at the bottom, and then at the end of a 2-minute story, you just go euthanasia story. Like the idea that journey we just went on, like 339 people are currently going. What? What? And I enjoyed that. That was great. What a vibe.
Or third pitch. Every other Peter Parker or every other Peter Parker is just a normal guy. And there's only one who's actually Spider-Man, and it's a big letdown.
And you're like,
He travels the multiverse, and he's like, wow, I have it so much better in all these places. There's just not that much crime. Just like, I get to live a cool life.
just
Like,
do web
I'm
swinging
black
for
in this
fun.
one, and I'm still called Peter Parker. That's odd. You know, but otherwise.
Oh my God, the video audio is playing for them. I had no idea. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know.
there's too much
yeah.
going on. So they heard it.
They heard it. We couldn't hear it. I had no idea.
That's weird. I wonder how that happened.
I thought I didn't know you guys.
Just
could-
some audio of Jet Li's birthday
That's
celebration.
the whole time. I had no idea.
It's good. Hey, Jet Li deserves his flowers.
on,
all right?
on our end,
Jet
we
Li.
couldn't hear it.
Jet Li deserves all the flowers
I'm
he can
sorry,
get.
everyone.
Wow.
Don't even trip. Don't even trip. Did they hear my pitch though? If they didn't get to hear my pitch, then I'm
John,
upset.
give it again.
All right,
guys,
so
give it one more time.
The ethical euthanasia verse. Here we go.
Give it one more time, John.
So okay, Spider-Man.
You can do
get
better.
This,
You can
get
do it
this.
better,
All
John.
right. So the first pitch, Jet Li's the one, but with Spider-Man, there's the evil Peter who's taking all the powers up, and good Peter has to stop him. You know what we do? Drowning pool songs all the way. Then second movie, Peter. He's like, oh, cool, multiverse. I'll travel around and meet other versions of me, and I'll maybe gain some perspective. But then when he gets there, he finds out that they're all mutated. There's a man spider. There's a bunch of spiders that are all amalgamated into the shape of a man. There are just mutants and Cronenbergs, and they're all looking to be put out of their misery, which Peter Parker, the one who's just like the cool Spider-Man we know, has to do the most heartbreaking mission, setting all of these poor souls free as a true hero and savior of the euthanasia verse. And then a last one where everyone's just normal, and Peter Parker's like, man, being Spider-Man kind of sucks in comparison to every other universe where I'm just a normal kid and there's not that much crime.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, these are good pitches, man.
That's really good.
I'm going to flesh all these out.
That's
I'm
really,
gonna write these down.
that's really
They gotta
amazing,
have
I'm
it.
going to
man.
flesh
Gotta-
all
gotta
of these
make
out.
sure
And
they get
Jet
out
Li's
there.
going to play Peter Parker in some of them. Jet Li's going to play Uncle Ben and Aunt May
It's
in
gonna be
some
great.
of them.
John Campbell play Jonah
It's
Jameson.
definitely a weird birthday party for Jet Li at the Reject House. We're a year late
Yep.
to that
it's having a
birthday party.
time.
Are you drowning us out with Campia?
They can't hear it.
Is
Are
this
you
a
giving us-
Campia
it's
rant?
muted.
All right,
It's
you
muted.
You muted
All
the
right.
Campia rant. All right.
All right, last two super chats of the day.
All right,
Get your
here we
final
go.
ones in,
Here
people.
we go. Here we go. Have y'all seen? Caitlin wants to know. Caitlin, again, holding it down in the super chats. Thank you so much for being so kind and generous today. Have y'all seen The Prestige? If not, please watch it. Please clap. That's a great Nolan movie. It's an underrated Nolan movie, and oftentimes I feel like when the pantheon of the Nolan verse is brought up in conversation, I feel like people often reach for The Prestige as one of the, like, you know what, people don't bring this up, but it's actually one of the great ones. So love The Prestige. Good
Yeah,
movie.
big fan of the Prestige. Love the twist. Love the way it's shot. The movie is visually stunning, and it's got Bowie as Tesla.
It does.
Two people I enjoy very much:
does.
Tesla and Bowie. So
Pull-
big into it.
Pull up some magic tricks in spirit of The Prestige. Let's see some magic tricks, Greg. Engineer Greg. Producer Anderson.
Producer
Jamie.
Guy
Let's
in the
do this.
chair. Jamie,
Yeah.
can you pull up some people falling down?
Wow. Wow, man.
There they go.
Wow,
Wow, man.
Wow, man.
That's true. Can
Wow.
you believe that?
That's crazy.
That's cra- yeah,
Wow.
proved it.
Joe Rogan. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Why is John Campy? Why is he not on screen? We're always fighting his streams. You know, we're
Is he
always
live
like.
right now? Is that why you
That's
pulled him
why
up?
we're just
Oh,
pulling
I-
him in here to get that.
Bringing him
There
in.
you go.
Bringing
Oh,
him in.
wait. I can.
Oh!
Hold on. Let me do it live. Let me do it live. Here we go. Whoa, hold on. You know, it's-
3,
It's harder on camera because you got to work the angles. There you go.
3,
Whoa.
2.
Whoa. Koi's better at it than me. Oh. You gotta get the right angle. This is the thing. That's how sausage is
I
made.
just woke up to a lot of negative comments today, guys. I'm not tired.
That's why we're bringing this energy.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm also very tired, and I woke up to negative
Both
comments.
are true.
Are Greg's eyes redder or mine? Because neither of us smoked. I just
I've
haven't slept in
definitely not-
days.
I haven't smoked weed in a while.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know why my eyes. Are
My
as red
eyes
as
look
yours.
like
Why are
I
my eyes
literally
as red
like
as yours?
my eyes are so red.
I should
I
go
All
just-
right,
smoke, I guess, to make
Kenson,
my eyes
the
as
last
red as
one of the
yours.
day.
Kenson. Do we no more Streamlabs? Are we good on Streamlabs?
Yeah, man. No
All right,
one wanted
cool.
to contribute to the stream.
No
labs.
one cares about the Streamlabs.
'cause I'm not in the thumbnail.
Because no one doesn't
Greg,
want to.
CEO Greg needs to be in the thumbnail for us to
Yeah,
make
you
any
should put your
moves.
face on all of our
I'm
faces.
simultaneously the most disliked person here and the most.
I think we call that running a champ.
That's what happens when you get famous, G.
Yeah.
You
I'm
can
the
tell
most.
how far you climbed by the amount of arrows in your back.
That's true. My page may just be called Quadrandra, but I'm the most hated and most liked there too.
I like that you just have magic on screen for us now.
Yeah.
Kenson, let's
Read
go.
the damn thing from Kenson.
Kenson, thank you so much. I'm going to read it from the left monitor. You guys are the best. Thank you so much, Kenson. You're the best, and thank you for being here on the stream. Thank you for contributing, stoking the convo. Funny, you guys inspired me to get my ass in the gym. Hey! P.S. P.S. I still love the sarcasm and humor, by the way.
I think Greg finally passed me.
Does the wink?
Nah, you're still bigger. You still have way bigger arms than me, Koi.
I'm
Finally.
not.
Did you work out today? I haven't worked out
I've
today.
Participating
not
in
worked
this.
out today.
I haven't worked out yet.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
You got hiking?
I woke up and carried my
My
body
arms
here.
are also out of focus.
That's it. Well, mine are just white, so I think you have more definition out of focus than I do because you got melanin.
Dude, you got that melon. You do have a little bit of that. Wow,
It's got that-
guys.
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't want to embarrass
guys.
you by flexing
I
my
appreciate
own
it.
muscles.
I would like. I need.
I mean,
something.
you guys are. It's cute. You guys are doing. You guys
doing
are
our
getting
best.
there.
We're
Yeah.
doing our best. We're just trying to keep up. Dude, did you see C-Bum retired?
Who is that?
Who is C-Bum?
C-Bum, Mr. Olympia, 6 times out of the last 8.
No way.
Dude,
really?
Chris Bumstead is a genius, and he's such a good man. Like he's actually like a well-spoken, articulate sweetheart.
No
he retired,
way.
and on stage he said it's important that men like hug people they care about and love on them. Like he's literally the strongest, like biggest dude on a stage, saying
Totally.
like love on each other.
Damn, dude.
That's like the
wow.
opposite of toxic masculinity, using like a platform of gains to say like love one another.
Well, it's a trick though, because the second he starts hugging, an opponent, he's gonna crush the
That's
life
true.
out of them.
Just like love.
Yeah,
Pull,
love.
pull up Chris Bumstead. Look up, type in C-Bum. He's a beast.
Come on, engineer.
There he goes. Look
Oh,
at that.
look
Look
at
at those
that.
thighs.
Ooh,
That's
man.
crazy.
Chris, what now?
Just 2 C-Bum. C-B-U-M. C-Bum. It'll pop up.
C-Bum. Chris C-Bum.
Look at this guy.
Oh
Look
my
at his
god.
wingspan.
Oh my god. He
The guy's
could actually
wingspan
fly.
is crazy.
He could actually catch some air under
This is
those
Dorito
things.
back for days.
Gym sharks.
Look
sure.
at this. Look at that. Look at that pump cover on that guy. Pump
Absolute.
cover's the size of a quilt.
Get a pump.
Look at
Wait a
that
minute.
monster.
I know what's going
This
on.
Pistol
guy's a-
grip pump on my lap at
so
all
much love for
times.
C-Bum. What
Oh,
a
shit.
beast. Oh no.
Yes,
Wow.
I
The-
think a guitar off is
Too
definitely.
big. The
oh
gains
no.
were too big to handle.
They broke the frame. There
yeah,
was so
he
much
just busted
gains.
out of the frame.
He was just so yoked and
Look at him.
jacked.
Look
and
at him. Look at that
swole
mustache.
And ripped and
What an angel.
and
This guy.
cranked.
The Last Dance.
Look, there we go.
It's timely.
Oh, it is. Venom, the last dance. C-Bum, the last
Venom,
dance.
Venom,
Oh,
Venom, this phone and
yeah.
Venom. We
Yeah, I
ain't
wanna
gonna
see
know
this
what
man's
hit 'em.
Look
body.
at that man's
Big
body.
hit with that.
Mr. Olympia, 6 times. Look at that stage. Here he goes. Here he goes. Dude, the way he's got like these crazy like glute striations. Look at him. So like his
Wow.
glutes have better striations than
Ew.
most chests because he's got no body fat. But that wingspan, he's got interesting little like
Oh my god,
the
that's gross,
connecting
Clay.
muscles between
I don't
where
like
his
it.
lats connect to his
I'm
spine
not a
are
fan of it.
insane.
That looks really disgusting.
It's so awesome. His
it's-
delts are like bigger than most people's biceps.
God, look
this
at
is
all
It's
that
what I
beautiful.
Look at all that.
Look at
meat.
all that mass.
Oh my god.
Look,
That
he just
is-
gets, he's like so wide.
Look at
That's a
that.
thick boy.
That is too much.
That's
That's a
thick
lot of
with
muscle
8
and
Cs.
flesh.
That is too much.
I just love it, man. It's just such beefy greatness. Like you
Beefy
just see,
greens.
look at the hard work. Like that stage is full of more hard work than, I mean, just that one stage is probably 3 states worth of people that actually have any effort.
Are you sure about that?
Look, that's all pure endurance.
Oh god,
Look at that.
That is nasty.
Man, it's gorgeous.
That is not my
Big
cup of
fan.
tea.
And the like the level of cut you have to be to inhale like that and have like that level of etch in your abs. No body fat, actual bulbous abs that then get
Man.
deflated by the cut, so it just lives that way. It's crazy.
I'd like a quarter of this, but I
Dude, and his pectoralis, the upper versus lower, has an actual segmenting. Like the pec has. Look at the separation. It's incredible. You can
Look
like
at
rest
the-
a Rolo in there.
It's
incredible.
That is pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah.
Dude, and he's a nice guy.
I just-
That's the
Dude,
craziest part.
that-
Someone like that level of determination and endurance
You
and
could-
gains, sweetheart.
You could prepare a taco right between those two.
I
You
just-
could just put
majestic.
your
You know what?
taco
It
shell
was
right
really-
between the pecs.
It was really just the glutes.
The glutes are terrifying
The glutes are just kind of
because he has no fat, so his body's just muscle
It
holding
just
it up.
looks like bizarre.
It's great because you don't see that in nature. That's
How
not
bizarre.
natural.
How bizarre.
It's
Look at
not
that.
natural. Yep. Okay.
Whoa!
Well, I think we're done.
That little moment's gonna go on so
we need
many
to talk
websites.
more about Venom.
I think we're done.
We haven't said enough about Venom. We barely talked about
incredible.
Venom.
We're definitely done.
What a weird live stream, you guys.
This was a strange one,
this
but a
might,
good
this
one.
might be one of the weirder ones.
This is
There was a
definitely
high five segment. There was, booty striations. Guys,
Did you not?
those
Oh
spray
no.
tans are beautiful. That's how you actually show your definition. You
no.
can't be glowing.
Oh no, glow. No
dude,
glow.
C-bum.
C-bum.
And what else did we cover? We covered Venom a little bit.
little bit of Venom, a little bit of Blade, a little bit of
Blade.
Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yep.
We acknowledge that Crypto is coming to Superman.
That image is gorgeous. Very excited about it.
We did a penguin impression at one point.
Did a penguin impression.
We established where Colin Farrell gets his coffee sometimes.
But we're very cryptic.
But striations again. And hey, no guilties, all right? No guilties for your potato chips.
No, live your life.
Nothing
Not
like
everyone wants to look like that.
Aurelia, you could get there, all right? You could have those righteous gains. I
If
feel
you so
like,
chose.
yeah,
It's just everything in the lifestyle has
it's a
changed.
lifestyle.
It's
yeah,
just
you
every
gotta
single
eat
thing.
just like bowls of
You just gotta
oatmeal
sleep
and like
10 hours
raw
a night. You've got to
chickens
eat nothing
every
that's
day.
fun. It's just fuel. And you've got to train 3 to 4 times a day. And you
Spend
can't
your
enjoy
life
your
in
life.
The gym.
You
Spend
guys-
your life in
You
the
guys
gym.
want to read some hate comments?
Oh,
About me?
yeah.
Let's read some hate
All right,
comments.
This-
here- Here's how we'll end it off.
Welcome back to a new segment of mean tweets.
Okay.
The award segment, we did do that. Thank you for the review of our live because I forgot.
Here's how we're going to end it off.
Okay.
We're going to read some hate comments.
Bring the hate comments. Can I read 1 or 2?
From
Of my own supply, my own stockpile
that
of.
I wrote.
Yeah.
we should do a live stream reading hate comments.
Oh, I would love that. I get plenty.
That would be
Let's go to
very
Agatha episode
fun.
6 for me and Tyler Perry
That
for
would
you.
be so fun.
John's
That would
actually a
be.
sweetheart, so he doesn't get a lot.
I get hate comments.
John's the best communicator out of all of us, I think, with knowing how to phrase stuff to not get hate comments.
Oh, and I like offending people, so that's fair.
And especially you and I are very much.
I'm
like,
antagonistic.
We I upset people with my humor. And
You upset people with your humor. I upset people with my opinions.
and then they think I have the opinion because of my humor. I'm like, nah, I have the humor because of my opinion about the movie.
Yeah. If this was going better, I would be something different too.
If I was enjoying
I'd
this
have a
differently.
Very different opinion. All right, let me
Let's
get
bring 'em up, let's bring 'em
Let's
up.
get this
Go.
going,
Let's
mofos. Let's get
go.
it going.
Let's go, Tyler Perry.
Hold on, there's got to be a way to.
I forgot we were here to talk Marvel and DC. So did we.
So wait, don't worry about it, guys.
We talk
It was
Marvel and
unhinged.
DC
People
all
loved
the
every
time.
moment.
Yeah, like
Hell
who
yeah.
who really gives a shit anymore, right?
We all know that Venom. We all know that Venom 3 is like okay-ish and somewhat satisfying and could be better made.
All right,
And it's just a matter of
everything's
how
about
much
to-
you enjoy it.
Everything's about to blow up for a second.
Bring it.
Blowing it up.
What's the like ratio on this video? This is the
7.
This is the fun journey about comments and stuff. Is like it's easy to be like people hate me in this video,
But then you actually look at the people that don't comment because they have things to do.
but there's always more
Who are just
likes.
busy enjoying
it. Or
and
just-
so
What's it at? What's it at?
it's got a 95.8, so it's not terrible.
That's not
too
terrible.
bad. That's
That's
too
not
bad.
terrible. It's not. We've had ones here that get like 50.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I know an Aaron video he and I did that's going to get like 25.
yeah, no, you guys got one that's coming up.
Well, you guys are ready because we do not agree with the masses.
All right,
Oh, that's
now,
gonna be very fun. I cannot
I'm going
wait.
to be off the internet that 2 days.
admittedly, if there's people who I see that keep coming back who are assholes, I tend to just sometimes ban them.
I hide people. I got a lot of hides.
So I'm not invited to the cookout. I've tried.
Oh
Oh.
wow.
Sorry.
Lifetime ban from the
That's-
cookout.
and
That's a
like, they
bummer.
speak-
Hey,
speak
what do
for
you
everyone.
know? A random positive comment.
Greg immediately clocking
Finally.
on.
Dude, it's also got hella up likes.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. I'm surprised that you're all reacting to this. I know Jabby has been doing a great job reacting to these Tyler Perry movies, showing interest and not making fun of it, but still pointing out the weird style of filmmaking choices. See what I mean? You don't want to make fun of it.
No, you can't do that.
They not domestic violent nutty professor.
Don't
do that.
Don't you acknowledge it,
the
Greg.
clash of
Show-
themes.
Don't
is-
you.
Show it. The weird part is I love watching these movies. I think they're so fun.
That's not what the people are saying.
But they want me to love it for different reasons.
They want you to love it in
They
earnest.
want me to.
Greg, how dare you not have their opinion?
But I'm like, I think they're weird, but I love them.
They're fun to behold, most
if
certainly.
you don't appreciate, I don't know what happened to this comment.
Yeah, you can't even expand.
I
it.
said you're right. Jabby is older, and this film should not be criticized. Just check. Oh yeah, there's this whole thing. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I can't read the rest of that comment. Clearly, this movie is amazing. I'm just a younger, mature one.
Greg, your passive aggressive sarcasm is the exact reason people are calling you to watch the franchise to begin with.
Now, Greg, if you ask them to say, you need to say it. The passive aggressive sarcasm is the exact reason people are calling to stop watching the franchise.
Well, you should have kicked me off at Agatha weeks ago.
Okay.
Oh, no, we're
What do
jumping
I
into
say? Oh,
this.
this should be fun. Oh my god. All right, what do I say?
Your
What do I say?
mom.
I don't even remember what I don't remember what the rest of this was.
This is a different guy hopping into. I mean,
nah, I got nothing serious to say.
Because we just had a fun live stream. You want to tank that with your...
domestically violent nutty professor?
just fix your syntax there. Got nothing serious to say.
About people.
You guys are seeing real time.
About people
YouTubing.
about people hating me for having fun with domestically violent nutty professor. It is domestically violent nutty professor for day.
It is. It's
I
like
agree with
he's
you. It's
playing
so hard for me to believe they are brothers. Immaturity is so played out.
Oh, come on.
I'm a little more blunt than him.
What's your brother's sense of humor?
What's my brother's
Like,
sense
what
of
is he
humor?
like for funsies?
I think people would agree that he's a little different in person than he is on YouTube videos.
I've never talked to him about stuff that he enjoyed, like, comedically.
All right, here we go. Here we go, guys.
Uh-oh, a long one.
Yeah, I think you should all stop after this one or get Roxy or someone to do them instead of it because it's clearly that y'all don't like Tyler's style. Why continue torturing yourself if the best analysis if you give is sarcasm and mocking the film? P.S. I'm not suggesting anyone has to love Tyler Perry, but I do think there's a nuance that requires, for lack of a better terms, emotional depth and understanding.
When I think of Greg Albert, I think of a total lack of emotional depth.
When I think of an old man playing a grandma.
You got to think of the nuance of the emotions.
I understand the concept of needing to have the context of stage to film adaptation. However, I don't think that the adaptation to film quite serves the tone. Because watching some of these movies to do the review, like we'll review cuts, and I've watched some of these Tyler Perry movies, and part of me is like, I could see how this would work better as a play with the tonal shifting that does not, that is not well supported by like a movie.
Don't worry, guys. I'm
much.
saying this must be why critics hate these movies because they all lack emotional depth and understanding of state. I don't want to type all this. Let me just copy and paste this bullshit.
I mean.
You guys are seeing the emotion of how it is when I'm replying to people.
Sure, absolutely.
They all lack emotional depth, and there you go.
Oh, goodness.
All right, this is fun. Where are we at? Bro, this is great. A man
we got the
dressed
next
up
live
as a
stream.
grandma. Yeah, there you go.
Well, and I mean,
I never thought I'd hear Tyler Perry and nuance in the same sentence.
but you guys brought that up in the video about how like Medea herself is like the most nuanced character, and then you'll have like a bunch of other characters who are dealing with way serious circumstances and are not drawn with that level of nuance. You're like, if you're dealing with like abuse and violence, like that's the place to put the nuance.
Why do y'all keep pointing out the obvious? We get it. The movies have a particular style to them, but every scene you all are literally breaking down everything y'all see in the editing.
I think it's kind of what you do when you react to a movie.
I mean, editing is a part of filmmaking, and it informs the tone of the movie.
Is a part of filmmaking.
It's a fair game. I mean,
That's all
you don't only talk about editing, but it's a fair game.
I don't like when this duo watches Medea movies, but hey, to each its own.
That's a pretty. I mean, of all them, that's the most
Fair.
sort of fair.
See, Greg. Sometimes you just type fair. That got me in trouble last week.
Vid still has a 95% like ratio.
That dude that like hunted me down on my
there's 12
videos.
replies. Here we go. What do we got?
boy.
Let's go. What did we do? What did we do? Same.
Same.
Oh no!
Same.
Oh no!
I thought it was
Same.
me.
I thought it was me. No.
Y'all just be talking. Jabby plus Michael over Greg and Aaron. Who is y'all?
Ouch.
Who's Michael?
Ouch.
Tara and Roxy
Ouch.
having a okay, blah blah blah, boring more than Aaron, to be honest. But appreciated as well as critiqued it. I'm kind of enjoying it, but to each their own.
I mean, I appreciate soaps and stage
I love
plays.
you.
What gives? It's not all Roxy. We had a blast watching Twilight. Come on now.
That's soaps.
Hey guys,
No.
thanks for reacting to David movies. I can't exactly put my finger up. I think you guys are overanalyzing and focus too much on the culture, rendering your ability to enjoy it for what it is. Outside of the cliches and stereotypes, there's a lot more to the films than that. Tyler Perry has made a lot of the same themes throughout the Medea movies, but there's some great comedy, great acting moments, and some good storytelling elements. I think the reaction from Cinepals was a great balance of enjoying the movie, acknowledging the really great things that worked and what didn't work for them. And sometimes people are too shy to say some stuff.
I am not ready for me and Aaron's reaction to come out to that movie. If this is the reaction to this, because you at least had some joy. I had very little joy.
I loved.
It's not a Tyler Perry
I
movie.
loved watching these movies. That's the fun part. And here's the funny thing about it. I was watching. So after looking into this, I was like, I gotta see if like this is just a me problem. After looking at this, right, I was like, I gotta see if it's just a me problem. Then I like found videos of people who are African American, just to make sure, like, all right, I'm gonna need perspective from African American people on this. And then I was finding articles and stuff, and I was like, okay, so everything I was pointing out, this is like a real thing that people know about these movies. That there's these
But
movies.
the people on the internet commenting are not people that read.
These movies are like bizarre and a little strange that these are the same, like 2 movies in a row that are almost exactly the same. I was like, I kind of feel like this is a little problematic for Black culture in some ways. If this is like becoming the gold standard of them in a lot of weird ways.
Are they still making them?
I think so.
Yeah.
I know
mean,
he just
yeah.
hired like a bunch of AI tech to get rid of a lot of his Pinewood Studio stuff in Georgia. So I don't know if like the next one's going to be an animated film.
I know. Yeah, your boy Laz says, "Don't tell him how double
Oh,
toasted is."
I haven't even
Like-
heard Double Toast's opinion on it.
Oh, I've heard them on multiple Tyler Perry movies, and I mean they're always calling out like, yeah, the ridiculously over the top villainy of like any of the male like husband or like whoever's starting out with a husband or a romantic interest, and especially if he's got like a dark complexion, like they're gonna be cartoon evil bad guy, like evil moms, the good like savior light skin guy. Like there's so many tropes that they're always like, here we go again, you know.
Yeah, and so like I understand, like, okay, in all seriousness, I understand. I saw Rings of Power, I saw it with Agatha, is that these movies are fucking hated by critics. They're hated by critics. So the people that love them really love them, and they feel like they're in this like small camp. Then they feel like they need, like, that's why they fight back so hard, and they become a cult of Tyler Perry. They
But
become
Agatha
a fan
Camp
base.
loves me.
They become a stan base. That's the way it works. And then they can't handle like when other people have different. But I don't know. I listen to people. That's the weird. I guess that's the part of my life that I have a hard time, because I listen to like Your Movie Sucks, Red Letter Media,
Yeah.
all these guys who hate things I love. And I'm just like, they're funny. I just enjoy it. I just have fun.
Yeah, and like especially too with those guys, like they'll rib on things or whatever, but they'll usually at least bring some level of like, you actually thought about this though. Like there are times when Adam maybe will like go on a rant for a little longer than's my taste, but yeah, I'm like, it's whatever. Like I just disagree, but I love listening to you. Yeah.
Why are you saying they're being blocked when you literally
see them?
Your comment is literally on screen?
I assume
dude.
it's a robot. Like, aren't there like bots that just say stuff?
Yeah. No one's been blocked.
Yeah.
No one's been blocked for Tyler Perry. Don't worry.
Today.
Tyler Perry is a Diddy party
If you
attendee and
were-
host.
If you were
Is that
blocked,
real?
I don't know. Maybe there's a thing happening that says, but I don't recall blocking you. And if you're blocked, you wouldn't be able to have your comment appear in this live chat.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. It's been exactly 2 hours. You guys good?
Now let's talk more Tyler Perry.
This is a very. This is one of the strangest live streams
Oh,
we've done.
by far.
Yeah.
In a weird, like, laid back energy. It's like we're high, but we're not.
Yeah,
Like none of us are high.
so tired.
No, we're just slap happy.
Yeah.
So, don't worry, Medea's Destination Wedding
oh,
is
good.
in production.
2025.
It's in post production, dude. It's coming.
Bring that on.
Dude, you should go to Atlanta and react to it.
Greg should.
And then get thrown out of the city for not loving Tyler Perry.
Some haters are butt made. Yeah.
That's right.
That's what I'm-
Dude, 15 years strong, Sky the
Also,
Magnanimous.
A113. I like your Pixar handle there.
Hey, nice. Not bad. It's
Cheeky,
a little
cheeky.
Easter egg in every movie.
Oh yeah,
for
no.
you.
The top pair of videos are not even getting that great views, but I kind of want to keep doing them only because of these hate
Do
comments.
every single one.
I wouldn't let you kick me off of Agatha. Greg was like, "You're done." And I'm like, "Not today."
You should. You
No,
should.
Greg was the opposite. He was like, "You can."
That is not the narrative.
That is not the
I was using
narrative.
Greg's sarcasm, and it didn't translate.
We were gonna do a split screen where I'm actually just both reactions.
Yeah. No, Greg was like, "Do you want to watch the show?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to watch the show because I'm enjoying it with you guys." And then he's like, "Oh," and then I really liked episode 7, and now I'm like, "I hope I like 8 and 9 because that's the only time people want me here. I have to only like things."
Oh my God! Look,
Yeah.
I know for sure if I watch the next Medea movie, and then if I'm just like taking it more serious, people they're all gonna be like, "Oh, I'm so glad that you."
Oh, dude, when people
You should just pick one out of like at random. Pick one of the movies to take very earnestly.
People like that's the thing with stand bases. They literally turn around. It's like I can predict it. Like they're gonna just turn around once. Like if you turn around, they're okay with it. You'll get one person who's be like, "You just conform because of that." But
I get plenty of those. Yeah.
But most of the time, most people are gonna
About
be
a
like,
third of my
Thank
comments
God, they
on
get it now.
episode 7 are, "Oh, you were just too dumb to understand 1 through 6 were good too." Like people were mad at me for liking 7 and not 1 through 6, and I was
You
like,
didn't like it the right way, Coy.
"Yes," but the engagement's great. I'm very
You'll
happy.
never
for
win.
The more stupid people, the better for engagement.
Sorry, there's a cat off screen here.
Yeah, no, there's actually a few keywords that are blocked. On
maybe.
YouTube, like the N word, I blocked. I didn't like that popping up in the past, and so I blocked that. So if people are leaving N-word comments, then then they are not going to be seen. I've blocked certain keywords that I just don't like being on the comments. As much of a sarcastic asshole as I am, as much as I believe in freedom of speech, or some things I'm like, well, I'm okay with this word not appearing here.
Greg has emotional depth.
No, not apparently, because I don't appreciate.
Because you don't understand Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry movies.
Oh, I've actually
And you've
seen
never
that.
seen a play. I haven't seen
I've
Legend
never seen
either.
Legend with Tom Cruise.
I'm not in love with the
Is that the movie with the big devil in it?
Yeah,
I also
I've never seen
Tom
it.
Cruise.
Tom Cruise is in it.
Yeah, I also really hate it when Disney does it. I hate when Tyler Perry does it. The whole like making fun of rich people thing. I'm like, dude, you can't just play grandma.
You guys are rich.
Yeah.
You guys know you're the rich people.
Yeah, you can't play grandma. And there's literally Tyler Perry has
Billions.
He's not only just birthed like this Tyler Perry stereotypes, he's amplified stereotypes. And I think that's like troublesome considering the level of notoriety and prestige that Tyler Perry has. So yeah, I think it's weird. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what the racist comment is. I'm sorry, the racist comments are getting blocked. What do you want me to tell you?
I think you are.
I don't know what racist comments are getting blocked.
Greg, you were silencing free speech.
Look, this feels like you're like, I don't get it. Why is my racist comment being blocked?
I've been commenting quite racistly.
Greg likes silencing voices, and he is silencing free speech, which is unacceptable.
All right, now we're just having a conversation, and
gonna do that off camera.
I'm done. We all done. Thank you guys for being here. Coy, can you close this out?
Guys, we appreciate each and every one of you. The next live stream may be more coherent. Cannot guarantee it, but will probably suggest it. We did some news, but there wasn't as much as normal. Next time we come back, we'll bring you the news.
It's because this Venom movie barely had anything really worthy.
Well, it's just no one's talking about, like, my reviews aren't doing well. I feel like everybody else's are doing, like, eh. Like, it's just not the conversational shift that we thought it would be.
Doesn't have, like, a big setup,
Yeah.
really, other than, like, yeah, we know.
I was
contained
going to make an
ending.
Easter eggs video. My plan was spoiler then Easter eggs. Then I watched the movie and I was like, there aren't really Easter eggs.
We know Knull is here.
Yeah.
Like, we know this, don't we?
And they didn't make references that were like deep cut. They were just like, I'm Venom. But yeah, so didn't have as much
Yeah.
to dive into this time. We'll be back as news ramps up, and obviously the Oscar season stuff's around the corner with lots of Oscar fare. I'm very excited for the holiday season.
I started the video with a cornbread joke because it was a callback to the people making comments about the cornbread in the last. That's what it was about. You gotta understand context.
Yeah.
Don't ask people to think.
Next time, play that clip in the video
Context.
with a big text that
Yeah.
says context.
Yeah.
People-
So that there's no
It's called
disrespect.
because I was engaging with the community on the last
And then
video.
when I bust my rhymes,
We're
you break your
gonna
neck.
wrap this live stream up
Come here,
with some
Watson.
appreciation for you lovelies. That is gonna do it for this
Yeah.
episode. We appreciate most of you, Reject Nation. Leave a comment below letting us know which part of the chaos you enjoyed most, because there were certainly pivots. We went left, we went right, we zigged, we zagged. Leave a like in this video if you did in fact like this video, and most of all, hit that subscription bell so you see what we drop next and the next time we are live. Much appreciation for each and every one who put in a Streamlab or a super chat. We never leave without them, so thank you for bringing them. We'll see you guys soon. Much love.
And let us know whose Venom pitch you like the most.